The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball, featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Marius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Memorial Basketball Tournament. The first game of our doubleheader on this Saturday evening is the Spring Mills Cardinals taking on the North Stafford Wolverines. Matt Crawford here with you along with Matt Miller. We will switch roles for the second game of the doubleheader. Matt will handle the play-by-play for the Martinsburg Freedom game. John Alderton is once again our TV10 cameraman, and Eric Sterick is our studio engineer. Well, Matt, it was a fun day of basketball yesterday. Not the outcome that Spring Mills wanted, but overall, as a day of basketball went, you couldn't ask for a better first day of the tournament.
No, both of these two teams suffered losses, but an opportunity to get out here on the floor after that Christmas break, see the things that they may need to work on going into the heart of the season, which will really get underway by the end of this week and into the start of next week, the beginning of the new year. And, for North Stafford, a chance to get a big victory, but just could not hang on against the Martinsburg Bulldogs. For the Spring Mills Cardinals, a game that really, after quarter number one, they were never really in and have to find a way to keep this one close until the end.
The Cardinals 3-2 on the season, while North Stafford with the win yesterday, picking up just their second win of the year, but that comes in just their third game. They were 1-1 going into the day yesterday, so still a relatively young team. Make that 1-2 rather, of falling to Martinsburg, but still a relatively young team is this North Stafford team, and it'll be interesting to see if they can get their legs underneath them and play a full game. Yesterday was a tale of two halves for them.
Yeah, and the first half got out to that big lead. They knocked down 7 3-pointers out in front, 43-30, a 13-point edge. Martinsburg switched up the defense to start that second half, began to work their way back into it. The Bulldogs down only by 6 going into that fourth quarter, and then things kind of came unraveled for North Stafford, especially after Javon Swinton fouled out, and then with 1:47 left, Eli Brown fouled out. Those were the two leading scorers and leaders on the floor, and without them on the floor, I think that helped to facilitate that Martinsburg comeback.
Looking forward to the action today. Again, it'll be a doubleheader. It'll be Freedom taking on Martinsburg coming up, with the second game will be about a 7:30 tip time for that one. Yesterday coming about 10 minutes after that scheduled tip at about 7:30, or about 7:40 rather, but we will have all the action from day two and the final day of the Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament coming up right now just on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, but as this game starts and going to that Martinsburg game, we will be on all of our Hornby Media broadcast entities.
And just to let folks know, on the radio side right now, it's the tail end of that Louisville-Kentucky basketball matchup, and with about 1:11 left, number 19 Kentucky right now with a 1-point lead over number 3 Louisville, 58-57.
Also some big college football going on today, and
yeah,
not much of a game between Oklahoma and LSU. Last check was 35-7 with the Tigers up over the Sooners of Oklahoma, and it looks like that is still our score right now. We'll have updates from that one and the later game throughout our broadcast today. We got to take a 60-second break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the check of the area schedule, see what everybody else is doing in the area, also take a look at what happened yesterday and a little more detail of day one of the Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament. We'll have coaches' interviews and more coming up next in our W. Harley Miller Systems, a pregame show. They do provide the pregame show. They also provide custom integration services for home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Contact them at 304-350-1931. This is West Virginia High School Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 60 seconds.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Welcome back into the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's time to take a look at what else is going on around the area, things that happened yesterday. I know a couple of teams in tournaments yesterday and today, and we'll also take a look at the finals numbers-wise from yesterday if we have time. If not, we'll talk about those throughout the rest of the pregame show and the game broadcast. So, Matt, what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle?
Well, Hedgesville, playing at a tournament in Charleston, South Carolina, got the victory yesterday over Colton County, 60-49. That moves them on in the winners bracket, and they have the late game that I understand is supposed to tip around 8 or 8:30, and I'm not sure who they're playing because they play the winner of last night's late game, and I haven't gotten word on that, but Hedgesville 6-0, staying in the winners bracket of that tournament down in South Carolina. Musselman suffered their first loss of the season yesterday. They fell at home against Wheeling Park 61-42, so Musselman now 2-1 on the season, scheduled to play Grafton this afternoon, and that game should be underway right now up at Klein Court. We'll see if we can get an update on that one. Meanwhile, the Washington Patriots, they're at the James Wood tournament, and they fell to the host Colonels yesterday, 58-48, and as the Washington boys at 1-2 on the season. And in freshman basketball, got a chance to catch up with Spring Mills freshman coach Jason Jones. We mentioned yesterday Martinsburg going 2-0 at a freshman tournament in Kaiser. Well, Spring Mills was taking part in that tournament. They likewise went 2-0, so they're off to a 4-0 start. Martinsburg off to a 3-0 start on the freshman level, and that tournament has already wrapped up, so those two freshman teams will get back into regular season action later this week.
And these two teams, going back to yesterday's action, it was a 74-44 loss for Spring Mills against Freedom. It was a dominant effort for the Freedom Eagles, who advanced to 5-4 against Spring Mills, dropping to 3-2. And North Stafford, I think, coasted a little bit in that second half. They had it all but one, but it was a furious comeback for the Martinsburg Bulldogs to get the win yesterday, 78-74. It drops Freedom to make that North Stafford to 1-2 on the season, and that is your look at this tournament from yesterday. Another 60-second break to take. When we come back, we'll get Matt's conversation with Spring Mill Cardinal first-year head coach Luke Samples. Again, that's on the backside of this 1-minute timeout. Back with more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show next.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're a part of a family like this, you always show up. The Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
Welcome back into the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's time to talk with Spring Mill Cardinal first-year head coach Luke Samples. Matt, you had a chance to catch up with him earlier.
Well, the first question had to be, what can you take out of that tough loss yesterday, 74-44 against Freedom?
We take that we're not where we want to be. And tonight we play a team I think is maybe a little more athletic and equally as talented. So we get to get back on the floor and try to prove ourselves again and again. Just another game to try to prove ourselves.
You mentioned yesterday, when the shots are falling, it helps a lot. A tough shooting day. Do you attribute that to the defense from Freedom?
Oh yeah, it was all about their pressure, and we worked on it for a week, and we couldn't get good looks. Freedom was disciplined, and they pressured us. And I thought we would handle the pressure better. Our kids did, and we just did not handle the pressure. We had 14 turnovers in the first half. You can't do that against a team that is that good. If you turn the ball over, and tonight if we turn the ball over, it's going to be rough.
With that in mind, is that something you've talked about? Expect more pressure?
I think North Stafford will come out and try to get after us. Yes, if they didn't, I think they would be unintelligent. But again, yeah, we have to be strong with the ball, and we have to be able to, when they're pressuring like that, we have to be able to go around them. Right. If we can't go around them, it's going to be a rough night.
How about the rebounding? How big will that be? They've got a couple of big guys inside.
Yeah, they're extremely athletic. But honestly, I mean, we've been a good rebounding team. We've been a good defensive team. I mean, with Freedom, they just knocked down 1,000,000 threes, and we were in their face. They got a couple good looks, but I mean, they shot well. So our rebounding hasn't been bad, but yeah, we have got to put a body on them because they can lead. This team can lead. Yeah. But we have a few tricks up our sleeves, so we'll see if they work.
How good is it to get back on the floor after a game like last night? No time to think about it. Let's go play.
Well, it's awesome. And we went through our walkthrough, and I think our game plan is good. I think our kids can execute it. But it's good because this early in the season, playing this level of competition, that's what's good. We were 3-1 coming in here, and we knew that it might be a little bit different in here, and that's why we love to play in situations like this and games like this. We are playing. If we can compete with these teams, we can compete with anyone, and we didn't last night, and we look forward to trying to compete tonight.
Coach, good luck. Thanks.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
First-year Spring Mill Cardinal head coach Luke Samples. The North Stafford Wolverines led by their fourth-year head coach Steve Hibbert. We talked about it yesterday. Some folks around this area may know him from his time in the Mountain State. Was the 2014 state champion head coach of Huntington down in the southern part of the state. So some West Virginia connections. All right, another 60-second break to take. When we come back, we will get the keys to the game from the man sitting to my right, Matt Miller. Then we are just a few minutes away from tip-off of the first game of day 2 of the Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament at Spring Mills, taking on North Stafford. Back in 1 minute.
Shop Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today and find over 150 new and used vehicles to choose from. From gas savers to SUVs to four-wheel drive trucks, all of the new and most of the pre-owned vehicles come standard with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Now you can drive away with peace of mind knowing your vehicles are covered for life. And the best part about it, there are no service requirements with Miller's, and it's all included to you at no extra cost. That's right, no extra charge, and you're not required to service with us. Just follow the manufacturer's recommendations, and you're covered for life. With great quality vehicles and a great price, you can't miss with Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Our courteous, experienced, and professional staff is waiting to assist you with finding the perfect vehicle that fits all of your needs. Unbeatable deals and excellent financing is right down the road. Stop in today. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 and Kelly Island Road, just east of Martinsburg, or online at MillerChryslerJeep.com. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Welcome back into the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. We're in the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's time to take a look at keys to the game. Brought to you by Luttrell LC. Let Chris Luttrell hand you the keys to your new home for all your all your real estate legal needs. Call Luttrell LC at 304-267-3050. Matt, let's start with Spring Mills. What do they need to do to avoid dropping to that 500 mark and not drop their second game in 2 days and get a win here against North Stafford?
I think first, based on what happened yesterday, they have to protect the basketball. You heard Coach Samples earlier say this may very well be a slightly more athletic team in North Stafford that they faced today, and yesterday they had 22 turnovers. You got to imagine North Stafford watching that is going to say, let's turn up the pressure. So you got to be able to protect the basketball, and you've got to find a way to rebound. North Stafford yesterday out-rebounded a pretty good Martinsburg team, 41-30. You can't get out-rebounded, and you can't turn the ball over.
All right, I think you may have given us that key to the game for North Stafford in that description, but what is the key or keys for them in this matchup against the Cardinals?
Yeah, I think, they want to put on the pressure and get easy baskets because they've got guys that can get to the basket. They just need Javon Swinton and Eli Brown to do what they did yesterday, and that's, knock down shots, get to the rim, and make plays. And this is a team that, clearly they want to rebound and get those second chance points like they did against Martinsburg.
Our keys to the game have been a service of Chris Luttrell at Luttrell LC. Locally owned, they know the business and are part of the community. You can win every time when it comes to your real estate legal needs. Just call Luttrell LC at 304-267-3050. It is time for the starting lineups. Starting lineups are a service of DNN Auto Specialist. If your vehicle is not starting properly, then start at DNN Auto to get it fixed right the first time. Family owned and operated since 1974. Call 304-267-4078. The home team tonight will be North Stafford. And the starters for them, it'll be Javon Swinton, wearing number 1, the 6'2" senior. Number 3, Sean Asbury, the 5'11" junior guard. Number 5, Nashawn Leftridge, the senior forward, who goes 6'3". Number 15, Elijah Brown, goes by Eli from what we're told, the 5'10" senior. And number 2, Colton Egan again. North Stafford led by 4th-year head coach Steve Hibbard. Now on to the Spring Mills Cardinals, led by first-year head coach Luke Samples. Starting lineups for them look like this. Number 2, Terrell Moses, the 6' senior guard, had 2 points yesterday. Number 4, Jordan Carroll, he had 12 yesterday, the 5'9" sophomore. Number 10, Malachi Baker, the 6'1" junior forward. Number 11, Jacob Barrick, the sophomore, goes 6'2". And number 14, Quincy Ray, all over the floor yesterday. A lot of energy in that young man. So there is your starting 5 for both teams. Let's go ahead and take a 60-second break while they play the national anthem here, and then we will be back for the opening tip. Again, back in 60 seconds. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hello, I'm Michael Folk, a lifelong resident of West Virginia, husband and father. I worked my way through school and life with honesty, hard work, and determination. These principles have served me well in athletics, education, farming, and aviation, and have carried me through years of fighting for a more accountable government at the local and state level. These same core principles will allow me to serve you well in Charleston. I believe true leadership is sticking your neck out for right, even when it goes against the establishment. You can help me put principle over politics and beat the odds one more time.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
Switching things up a little bit from yesterday, played the national anthem before the first game. It was the second game in which the colors were presented yesterday. But we are just about ready for the opening tip. North Stafford taking on Spring Mills. North Stafford coming out in the all-whites. Those jerseys a little easier to see than yesterday, Matt.
Yeah, but still white numbers on white jerseys. They do have a little bit of that orange and the blue trim. Have similar to what you might say Clemson-type colors with the blue and the orange.
Spring Mills will be in the all black with the Spring Mills in, I guess you call that a light silver along the front with that red piping. So contrasting colors here tonight between these two programs. Spring Mills will start, or in the jump circle, it'll be number, I believe that is a 5 for North Stafford, so that is Nashawn Leftridge. And looking for a number on that jump circle. Looks like that's going to be number 11, Jacob Barrick for Spring Mills. Tip goes to Spring Mills. It'll be Terrell Moses working at the basket to our right. Working inside, Ray with it while working on that low block. Up through traffic, puts it up and in. Good job, Quincy Ray, on the low block for the first 2 points of the game, just 10 seconds in.
Yeah, as you said, good job. He used his body to help make sure that the defender could not get to the basketball and made that short shot against a taller defender.
Asbury with it. Working over in that corner to Egan. And we get our first foul of the game on that far side. It'll be Carroll picking up his first foul well away from the basket. First team foul for Spring Mills as well.
Carroll jumping out defensively on that wing, a little too aggressive going after the ball there and the man with the ball. Got to be careful not to get into foul trouble in this one.
Inbounds goes into the corner to Swinton. Swinton had a heck of a ball game yesterday, stolen away by Quincy Ray at Spring Mills basketball. Ray gives it up to Baker. Baker working on that right wing. Looking inside, has a cutter. It's Moses on that right corner. Pump fake. Steps inside that three-point arc. That shot too strong off the back of the iron and back the other way. That comes North Stafford. Working quickly is Swinton. Floater in the lane. That one off the right side of the iron. Going through contact. He's still down. So numbers for Spring Mills, but a turnover going back the other way. Now Swinton has it in that right corner. Open three. Knocks it down.
Swinton hit 5 threes yesterday. Part of a 30-point effort in that tough 4-point loss against Martinsburg. Picks up where he left off.
And Swinton's so wide open because, again, he hit the deck on his last trip off the floor. Good feed inside, fighting through contact, going up. Jacob Barrick hits the bottom of the iron, but he draws the foul and will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Javon Swinton, the senior, coming from behind, looking to block that shot, went flying into the air on the ball fake and came down on the back of Jacob Barrick. Good ball fake to draw the contact. Swinton fouled out yesterday, remember, with about 4:04 left, and Martinsburg at that point really began to go on that run to come back and get the win.
First foul shot for Barrick. Rolls around, no good. Barrick 4 points in the contest yesterday against Freedom.
And Barrick did not go to the free throw line. As a team, though, Spring Mills only went 5 of 10, 50% from the line.
Second foul shot for Barrick, also no good, so goes 0 for 2 from the line. Score 3-2, 6:38 remaining in the first quarter.
Those are 2 tough misses because you know Spring Mills is going to need every point they can get in this matchup.
Egan gives it off to a cutter in the lane. Good pass down low. Finishing on the left side was Nashawn at left ridge for 2, and North Stafford takes the 5-2 advantage. Working quickly the other way, but a ball deflected out of bounds. Turnover for Spring Mills. It was Jacob Barrick, the intended player, running down that right side of the lane.
He ended up with 2 guys cutting down the lane towards the basket, and that pass kind of right in the midst of 2 of them, and one able to reach up and get a hand on it, but unable to control. By the way, back at the other end, that was a great assist by Sean Asbury, the 5'11 junior guard, helping to get Leftridge to the bucket.
Floater from the foul line for Eli Brown, well short. Coming up with the rebound is Barrick, and now Spring Mills quickly back the other way. Wingfield gets it to Carroll in the front court. Now Carroll's going to, before getting called for the walk, there was contact made, so it'll be an inbound from the far sideline. The second team foul.
Yeah, that's on Eli Brown as he tried to cut off that drive from Carroll and got him in the leg with his leg, and that's what caused the walk. So the foul called before a travel.
Baker with it, working towards the middle. Keeps that steady dribble before giving it up to Carroll on that right wing. Steps just inside that right wing, too strong with the shot off the left side of the iron. And getting the rebound was Javon Swinton, but stepping on that baseline on his way around a defender. So the ball will stay at this end of the floor with Spring Mills.
Swinton asking the official whether he maybe got bumped out of bounds, but they say no.
Quick inbound. It was a wide open shot for Malachi Baker, just too strong. Rebound from North Stafford. Back the other way is Swinton. He will go coast to coast, go up with the shot. Missed it short, but draws contact, and Javon Swinton will go to the line for a pair.
Yeah, that foul's going to go on Jacob Barrick, the 6'2 sophomore forward, his first, team's second. Javon Swinton, 2-time district player of the year, and we understand he is on his way to play college football at the University of Indiana, and you can see his athleticism, how quickly he just knifed it through that Spring Mills defense and got to the rim.
His first of 2 foul shots, too strong off the back of the iron.
That's after a 7-for-8 performance from the line last night against the Dogs.
Second foul shot up and good, so North Stafford extends their lead to 6-2. Showing a baby press. Now broken by Spring Mills, working quickly. Looking for Carroll was Daniel Wingfield, and something we saw a good bit last night was Jordan Carroll not able to hold on to the basketball.
Yeah, Holt Egan, part of that as he flashed into that passing lane with those long arms leaping up into the air, and I don't know whether he tipped it or not, but certainly created the distraction causing that turnover.
Swin with it in the front court, gives it off on that left wing. Egan had it momentarily before giving it off to the right wing. That's Asbury with it. Driving in on Terrell Moses, stops on the low block, and will get called for a walk before putting that shot up. Another turnover for North Stafford.
It came to that jump stop, and good defense by Spring Mills. The defender holding his spot on the floor, arms straight up, and forced that extra little step and the travel.
And almost another turnover in the backcourt. Quincy Ray able to run it down. Carroll now with it. Giving it back up top to Moses. Now Ray with it at the top of the key. Carroll, a little hesitation, driving just inside that foul line. Floater rolls around and does not fall back the other way. Comes North Stafford.
Yeah, another one of those that did everything but drop.
Swinton with it in the front court, draws the contact. And I believe they're going to get an offensive foul on Swinton.
No, actually they called for an illegal screen. Okay. That one goes on Sean Asbury, which is going to be his first and the team's third. That'll also be the team's third turnover. So as Swinton was trying to work his way around, it was Asbury who came over and kind of put his hip into Ray.
Quincy Ray was trapped just trying to get rid of the ball, and it's stolen away. North Stafford basketball. Swinton a straightaway three attempt. That one good.
He has got a pair of threes and 7 early points, pushing that lead out to 9-2.
Timeout, Luke Samples for Spring Mills. Let's go ahead and take the 60-second break as well. Back in 1 minute with 4:37 remaining in the first quarter. It is North Stafford 9, Spring Mills 2.
Hello, I'm Michael Falk, a lifelong resident of West Virginia, husband and father. I worked my way through school and life with honesty, hard work, and determination. These principles have served me well in athletics, education, farming, and aviation, and have carried me through years of fighting for a more accountable government at the local and state level. These same core principles will allow me to serve you well in Charleston. I believe true leadership is sticking your neck out for right, even when it goes against the establishment. You can help me put principle over politics and beat the odds one more time.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LLC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LLC, your home is our business.
Welcome back into the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Out of the timeout, it'll be Spring Mills basketball.
Matt, just to give everybody a quick update, they're at the half in the first college football playoff game. LSU leads Oklahoma 49-14.
Quincy Ray into the front court, breaking the press for North Stafford. And giving away to Baker. Yeah, near travel. Baker looking for the high ball screen. Good defense by North Stafford. Now it's Moses with it. Now Carroll has it stepping inside the three. Picks up his dribble. Has to send it back out top. Stolen away. Going back the other way is Asbury. He's got one man to beat, and it's Ray. A good hesitation while in the air. And make that Asbury connects for his first basket of the day. And another turnover. Quincy Ray looking for a long pass. That one picked off by Holt Egan.
I've got 6 turnovers already in the early going for Spring Mills. That's right on pace for what they did yesterday with 13 in the first half.
Quick three ball. That one is from number 15, Eli Brown. He knocks it down. Man, that was such a quick release and nearly another turnover for Spring Mills as Terrell Moses almost had his pocket pick, but it goes out of bounds. And are they going to say it was last off of Moses?
I think Asbury was the one who touched it. It hit Moses and then hit Asbury as it was going out of bounds, so it'll stay with Spring Mills.
There was a question with our officials.
There was. They got together, though, and made the decision, and it'll be Baker to trigger the inbounds. We figured we'd see pressure from North Stafford, and they have turned it up, and Spring Mills is struggling with it.
And Quincy Ray, you can tell, not very comfortable, and this Spring Mills offense not real comfortable so far. Ray has it now on that right wing, looking to penetrate that baseline. He does for giving it away, a cross-court pass. Now a three on that left corner. That one missed, but the second chance opportunity foul as Jacob Barrick went up, and he'll go to the line for 2. Malachi Baker tried that 3 from the left corner.
Wait to see who that foul goes on. That is number 2, so that's Holt Egan picking up his first, team's 4th. I am very impressed with the 6'2 sophomore Jacob Barrick. He has done a great job working inside, getting position, and rebounding the basketball on both ends of the floor.
First foul shot for Barrick, no good. He's now 0 for 3 from the charity stripe tonight so far.
And again, points you have to have. You're down 14-2. That's 3 points from what's called the free throw line because they're supposed to be free points. Got to find a way to knock these down.
His second shot here, fourth overall, does not fall. Now 0 for 4 from that foul line. 14-2, the North Stafford advantage. Some substitutions in for North Stafford. A floater in the lane, too strong off the back of the iron. Trying to see who put that shot. I believe it was Cole Marucci.
Yes.
It's Baker now with it. He gives it to Ray on that left wing. Too strong, but another offensive rebound. A put-back attempt no good for Jacob Barrick, so he will try to snap that 0 for 4 from the foul line. He's got 2 more upcoming. Good job on the offensive boards, though.
Did you bring the umbrella? Because I'm telling you, that's a shot from Quincy Ray will bring rain. Did you see the arc on that one and got a little too much on it? Nice job on the backside by Barrick, again, to have position and get that backside rebound and draw the foul.
Takes a couple of dribbles at the line, and that foul shot barely skims the front of the rim. Not comfortable. Now 0 for 5 from the foul line.
And you know that's in his mind that he's not been able to put him in, and so he's trying to adjust that shot and just can't quite get into a rhythm.
And does get that one. So now 1 for 6, or make that now 1 for 6 from the foul line. 14-3 with 3 minutes left to play in the first quarter. North Stafford basketball.
Don't second guess your mental math.
I think that's the only thing I should do with mental math. Deflected and then picked up in the lane. A good finish for Hezekiah Brown on the floater in the lane. 16-3 as Brown gets his first basket of the game. Hezekiah Brown, that is. Eli Brown's got a 3 to his credit already. Spring Mills basketball. Ray with it, picks up his dribble, goes cross court to Baker. Baker now back to Ray on that right wing. Pass down low. That is Buskey with it, and he will have that shot blocked. That was Aiden Pittman on the block, and back the other way quickly is Swinton. Gives it back out top. Marucci had it momentarily. Now quick ball movement. Brown driving in. Another kick out to a offensive player driving in. That was Pittman driving in on that low block. Put up the floater, no good. Back the other way comes Spring Mills. It's Moses with it. Gives it off to Abuski. 3 from the right wing. That one too strong, hitting the basket support. Out of bounds. It'll be an inbound from the baseline for North Stafford.
How about Barrick on the other end, though? While Spring Mills doesn't get the shot here, it was Barrick who got another defensive rebound to help get the offense into the other end of the floor. But again, shots not falling for this Spring Mills team.
Driving is Swinton in the lane, puts up a prayer, hits the back of the iron, does not fall, but an offensive rebound coming up with that is Lethbridge, trapped in the corner. And I believe we're going to get a timeout. Yep. Coach Hibbard going to get a timeout for his Wolverines. Let's go ahead and take the 30-second timeout as well. We'll come back with 1:49 remaining in the first quarter. Right now, all North Stafford, they have the lead over Spring Mills, 16-3.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Welcome back in. 1:49 remaining in the first quarter, 16-3. The Wolverine lead over Spring Mills. Inbound coming from the baseline in the offensive end for North Stafford. Inbound goes to Pittman, bobbles it a little bit. Now will drive in off the glass, too strong, but an offensive rebound for North Stafford. That was Brown with it. Now Pittman driving in again, uses that body, working on Malachi Baker, and he scores his second basket of the first half.
Do you realize this was a 3-2 game very early on in this first quarter? You're talking about a 15-1 run right now for this North Stafford team.
Baker with it straight away. He will try a long 3 off the side of the iron. Ripped down by Swinton, and he will start the offense in the front court now for North Stafford. Gets a high ball screen. Not able to penetrate. Now a straightaway 3 from the top of the key, and connecting is Cole Marucci.
Marucci got in yesterday, had a couple of good looks, but did not score against Martinsburg. Able to knock that one down, and again, nobody there as Spring Mills, trying to get to the basketball, and with a little trapping action, left him open out top.
Got a foul right at about the foul line. The third team foul on, or make that the sixth team foul on North Stafford. 51.3 remaining in the first quarter.
Second foul on Aiden Pittman, the 6'4 junior.
It'll be an inbound from the baseline. Ray will start the inbound. He's going to have to go deep. There is Wingfield with it. Springville slowing it down a little bit. Buskey now sending it inside to Terrell Moses, and I believe we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow going to North Stafford.
Another turnover, 7 in this opening quarter unofficially for Spring Mills. Missed opportunities at the foul line and missed opportunities as far as the turnovers. You lose possessions, and that results in what right now is a 21-3 deficit.
Eli Brown slowly into the front court. We'll see if North Stafford wants to hold for the last shot. Marucci with it, looking down low. But Daniel Wingfield there to take it away. Spring Mills now into the front court offensively. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Wingfield going to take it himself, draws contact, and will go to the line for 2.
Now this could go on either Anthony Nieves or it could go on Pittman, and it will go on Aiden Pittman, and that's going to be his third personal. Now you can see Pittman swatting at that basketball, aggressively trying to block that shot. And while he did get the block, he now has 3 fouls, and he's going to have to come out of the game, you'd imagine. Leftridge at the scorer's table waiting to come in.
Wingfield connects on his first of 2. 21-4. Now our score with 18.3 left in the first. A couple of dribbles for Wingfield at that charity stripe. Bends those knees. Here comes that second foul shot. That one off the front of the rim, back of the rim. Missed, but an offensive rebound on the putback for Malachi Baker. That was Jacob Barrick rather.
Yeah, Barrett continuing to be impressive on the glass in this opening quarter.
Quickly back the other way, shot too strong off the side of the iron. 3 seconds left, and we're going to get a traveling call. That one on Wingfield, who hit the deck trying to get that loose ball.
Yeah, Eli Brown just inside the foul line, put up that jumper for North Stafford, came off the left side of the rim and carried out deep where Wingfield got it on the run, and as he started up the floor, just got the head out over top of the feet a little too much and hit the deck.
So with 2.6 seconds left, already in their end of the floor, should be able to get a pretty good look if you're North Stafford. The inbound pass blocked right back out of bounds, taking 0.4 of a second off that clock. 2.2 now remaining in the first quarter. Try that inbound again. It does go into the corner. Swinton, a turnaround 3. That one misses short, and we are through 1 quarter of action here in this one. After one, it is North Stafford 21, Spring Mill 6, second quarter of action. When we come back after this 60-second timeout, this is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Welcome back in after one. All North Stafford here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, 21-6 over Spring Mills in day 2 of the Coach Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament. Game 1 of 2 for this evening. It'll be Spring Mills starting with the basketball here in the second quarter. Buskey has it, gives it to Wingfield in that right corner. He'll try a 3 and knocks it down.
A big shot for Spring Mills to get things going here in this quarter, and let's see what we've got.
Looks like we have a malfunction with the scoreboard.
Yep. Both scoreboards just went off after that bucket was put through, cutting the deficit to 21-9. We can tell you that much, but how much time's supposed to be on that clock? I can't tell you that.
That is the big question working on that scoreboard right now.
Does Spring Mills feel a little snake bit, if you will? In the first quarter, North Stafford knocks down 4 3-pointers, and you go back to yesterday's game, and Freedom hit 12 3-pointers in that one. And they've obviously got some open looks yesterday, and they have so far today. But there have been times where a defender has been right there to put a hand in the face, and yet the opponents have been knocking them down. Spring Mills has to find a way to defend, I guess you might say, a little better beyond the arc.
And started pretty well in that to start this second quarter, knocking down a 3 for Wingfield, only 6 in that first quarter alone.
And that's their first 3-pointer in this ball game after yesterday knocking down just 3 3-pointers in that loss against Freedom.
Still working on the scoreboard here at the Fieldhouse. Both scoreboards, I should say, at the Fieldhouse. Go ahead, Matt.
And just 3 shots made from the floor so far in this one for Spring Mills, as Barrick had a putback basket. Ray hit the very first basket and in that opening quarter, and then Wingfield knocking down this 3-pointer. So, they have not been able to score from the floor, and they've missed their opportunities from the foul line, just 2 of 8 from the charity stripe.
Looks like we do have life of some sort back in the scoreboard, at least have the clock up, and going to put 7:50 on that clock, and that's probably pretty accurate.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to complain too much about 7:50 remaining in the second. Now you have to get those scores up.
Yeah, that was the opening possession. Spring Mills basketball worked into the front court, got the good look. The 3 is knocked down. I'm imagining that the scoreboard may have held that time as it clicked off.
And who can we blame for this? Martinsburg head baseball coach Aaron Byler. Love giving him a hard time about this, but
I saw him stand up and put his arms out from his body and up into the air in that motion. Like
he's not going to take credit for this.
I don't know what happened. And they've got
our score reads 21-9, so score's good, clock is good.
Team fouls look good as well.
So we should be ready for basketball. It will be North Stafford basketball following that 3 from Daniel Wingfield.
I've got each team burning 1 timeout. And they don't have the timeouts left on the scoreboard right now. They did earlier, but have not put those back up. So
right now, scoring time are the most important.
Absolutely.
Into the front court now is Brown with it for North Stafford. Picks up that dribble. Gives it at the top of the key to Leftridge. Now a cutting. Swinton slams it home with 2 hands. The elevation and the athleticism of Javon Swinton.
Done a great cut and a good job to see that cutter and get him the basketball with a chance to flush it.
Equally good cut, finishing with the left hand. That's Terrell Moses, his first basket of the ball game.
Yeah, a couple of good assists on each end of the floor.
Vasquez has it on that right corner, has it poked away, but able to run it down was Brown. Now quick ball movement. Swinton now has it on the right wing, gives it up to Brown once again. Now driving in, going up and under, but too strong on the shot was Leftridge. Back the other way comes Spring Mills.
For those who earlier were listening to some college basketball on our radio, Kentucky pulled the upset of Louisville 78-70. That led into our coverage right now today.
Busky, a good give to a cutting Quincy Ray, but Ray fighting through contact. Missed that one strong off the back of the iron. Back the other way quickly is North Stafford. 3-ball from the right wing, no good, but a rebound brought down by Caleb Vasquez. Another shot missed, and we will get a traveling violation down low on a second offensive rebound. That one brought down by Anthony Nieves. He was the one that shot that initial 3 on this drive.
Yeah, Nieves got that rebound, but ended up traveling, so it's a rebound and a turnover. And Spring Mills gets the ball back, and a bucket here gets them back to within single digits possibly. So let's see what happens.
Ray working a long court pass to Busky. Now Terrell Moses is going to drive in. Little hesitation and finishes off the glass for 2. Terrell Moses now 4 points in the game and a steal for Quincy Ray. Finds Wingfield driving. He will slow it down and bring it back out. Good decision. He gets it to Terrell Moses on that right wing. Now Busky with it. Again, it's Moses on that right wing. Doesn't use that dribble quite yet. Now looks to penetrate, nobody there, gets it back out to Ray. Now Wingfield with it. He's going to drive the baseline, go up, off the glass, gets the shot to fall.
So it's now a 9-2 run right now for this Spring Mills team to crawl their way back into this game.
And you see a little bit of life now in Spring Mills. Straightaway three for North Stafford. That one short off the iron. Putting that one up was Eli Brown. Back the other way now into the front court for the Cardinals is Terrell Moses. Wide open lane. He's going to take it. Fight through contact. Misses that one short. Coming up with the offensive rebound momentarily was Barrick.
Yeah, once again, Barrick has just been so solid on the boards. The foul goes on 1-0 Caleb Vasquez. That'll be his first team foul, number 8. And it should be front end of the 1-and-1 coming for Barrick.
And it will be is...
Oh, wait.
No, they're going to give that to Terrell Moses. So
very
that's going to have to be an away from the ball foul. The only person underneath the basket was number 11, Jacob Barrick.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Moses is the one going to the line.
His first foul shot up and good. Yeah, I'm with you. Based on where we were looking, didn't see anything away from the ball. The action was going on underneath the basket.
He's the one that took the shot.
Yeah.
So if there was a foul there, you'd imagine it would have had to have been in the act.
Second foul shot up and good. He connects on both. 23-17, just a 6-point ball game. 5:25 and counting remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, now a 14-2 run going on since they trailed by a 21-3 score.
Egan has it, gives a short little dump off to Swinton. Swinton's going to drive the lane before dumping it off to Egan down low, but contact before. As Swinton going to draw the foul. See who that foul goes on.
First on Quincy Ray. It'll be the team's third foul. And maybe not a bad foul there, to be honest, because that pass was going to have Holt Egan right under the basket ready for the shot. Inbound goes directly to Egan in the paint. He kicks it back out. 3-ball on that right wing. No good, but an offensive rebound for Egan. Coming back. Got it to Swinton. Swinton on that drive in from the right angle, able to bank it up and in on the run. And I think we have a 12 that I don't even have on this roster.
That's where
right
I was
now.
looking down. That was my hesitation, saw a 12 figure. I must have just been seeing that one. Either way, 25-17 as that pass goes into the backcourt. Not deflected. Oh, that's what Coach Samples and Daniel Wingfield are lobbying for.
Yeah. The official on the near sideline right in front of the North Stafford bench gave the indication of the tip, but the back official on the far side, I guess, was blocked out and couldn't see it. He blew the whistle for the backcourt, and the officials get together and make the right call.
25-17, 4:35 and counting in the second quarter. Spring Mills basketball. Ray with it on that right wing. Little spin move, going to drive that baseline. Kicks it out into the left corner to Wingfield, who now sends a cross-court pass to Buskey. Going to drive that low block, put up the floater, draws contact, and will go to the line for 2. Our number 12 thought he had his feet set, ended up hitting the deck. But it is going to be a blocking foul, and Buskey will go to the line for 2 with 4:22 remaining in the first half.
Got to admit, didn't even pick up a name that would be on my roster for the number 12 as they just made the announcement.
First foul shot for Buskey, no good. That second one off the off the window and in. Not sure I heard glass, but Spring Mills will take it 25-18.
Rare to see the bank open at this hour on a Saturday.
More Stafford basketball. Asbury with it on the left wing.
Must have stopped at the ATM.
Gives it up to Brown, driving, then has to kick it back out to Swinton. Swinton now driving on Ray. He tries the up and under, and the athleticism of Swinton, an underhanded scoop shot that he gets to fall.
Yeah, his ability to be able to get around 2 defenders there, be actually behind the backboard, but stick the hand out and spin it up and in, and just an incredible shot.
Buskey cross-court pass to Terrell Moses, who tips it to Wingfield. Both were in the area. Now it's Moses with it on that right wing. Looking to drive, now pulls back out. Now it's Wingfield after the cross-court pass on the left wing. He's driving left side. Block and the foul. Made shot for Daniel Wingfield. He'll go to the line, try to get 3 the old-fashioned way.
And again, it's on our number 12 who set up to try to draw that charge and ends up getting his second foul, and both of them have been blocking fouls.
Wingfield will be at the line for one, and the fun part about this is we have a roster that has numbers scratched out and different numbers, and looking at the picture I took earlier, no 12 on our roster.
Yeah, I just noticed at the scorer's table, the announcer looking down to the official book to find out who that was.
Daniel Wingfield's lone foul shot is up, and it is good. So converts on the three-point play, 27-21. Spring Mills back within 6. Remember, they were down 21-6 after the first quarter.
They'll take it even further back. They were down 21-3 late in that first before they got 3 points to close it out. So it's been a huge run.
Brown chasing it down in the low block for being pushed out of bounds. That was Jacob Barrick.
Yeah, Barrick's going to get called for the foul. I think that was a tough one on Barrick, as the two guys were both hustling hard after the basketball, and they got to the same spot at the same time, and Barrick, being a little bit bigger, nudged the man out of bounds, and that's where the foul comes from.
Just the fourth team foul called against Spring Mills. 3:22 on the clock, the inbound from the baseline. Now North Stafford basketball, driving in on that right side off the glass, too strong. Offensive rebound, put back is by number 3, Sean Asbury on the putback.
I believe that was actually Leftridge, number 5, who was able to get up and put that one in. To Sean Leftridge on the tip in the lane.
Driving in is Quincy Ray, tries to get it to Terrell Moses, goes in and out of his hands, out of bounds, turnover Spring Mills, ball going back to the Wolverines.
You got to ask, how do you like those white numbers on white jerseys?
It's a little better than what we had yesterday, but the front of the jersey is a lot harder to read than the back of the jersey. I will give you that.
Yeah. Hey, 9 turnovers unofficially right now on Spring Mills.
Into the front court now is Swinton. He's driving on the left, spin move in the lane, but takes a third, fourth, and almost fifth step, call for the traveling violation, turnover North Stafford. It'll be Cardinal basketball, 2:49 remaining in the second quarter, 29-21 our score.
As you come down on that kind of jump stop, you're supposed to land on both feet, and he didn't. He landed on one foot, then the other hit, which really gives him that extra step. Easy call on the travel.
Working quickly up into the front court. That's Whitener with it. His shot too strong off the iron. Terrell Moses bringing it back out. Wingfield on that right wing. A little bit of a pump fake. Now finds Moses in that right corner, driving, gives it off to Whitener. Left-hand floater in the lane, rolls around and does not fall back. The other way comes the Wolverines.
That tough break there for Whitener. He got a good look.
Driving on the right side. Floater off the glass, up and in, and that is Leftridge again.
That was Eli Brown. That's 15. Who put that one up and in?
All right, everything bad I said about you reading those jerseys yesterday. My apologies. Timeout on the floor. Let's go ahead and take that 30-second timeout as well. Back after this, 2:14 remaining in the second quarter. 31-21, North Stafford with the lead.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
Both teams coming off of their benches following the timeout. 31-21 North Stafford with the advantage, 2:14 remaining in the first half. Not as cleanly played of a ball game as we saw in either yesterday. Matt, you have the college football game on your phone. What's going on between LSU and Oklahoma?
12:50 to play in quarter number 3. LSU holding on to the 49-14 lead. That was the lead at the break, so not much happening in the early going of the second half.
Quincy Ray throwing it across court to Daniel Wingfield, who does bring it across the timeline, working down low to Whitener, who can't hold on. That ball stolen. Now back the other way comes North Stafford. Easy lane, finishing with the right hand, but too strong off the side of the iron. That shot put up by number 3. That was Sean Asbury. Now Quincy Ray, a little hesitation. He's working in the lane. Tries that floater, draws contact. He'll go to the line for 2.
It might be Eli Brown reaching in and holding the arm as he tried to get to that basketball. And Brown will pick up his second. Ray had the open look from the corner, but passed up the three to go ahead and put it on the floor and drive towards the basket. Able to at least draw contact and step to the line.
First foul shot for Ray. That one, nothing but nylon.
He had 8 yesterday. That's just point number 3 so far today. Brown going to sit down with those 2 fouls. Marucci back onto the floor for North Stafford.
Couple of dribbles for Ray. That one too strong off the back of the iron. Defensive rebound, so Quincy Ray goes 1 of 2 from the line, working quickly back the other way. That shot too short for Swinton. Now Ray working it into the front court following the defensive rebound.
Yeah, really tough shot down the left side of the lane. Actually went off the side of the backboard.
Another turnover for Spring Mills. Holt Egan able to run it down. Now into the front court is Swinton. Long 3, too short off the front of the iron. And Buskey brings it down and will bring it into the front court himself.
Spring Mills has done a nice job on the glass. I've got these 2 teams even up at 16 rebounds apiece. Turnovers have been the problem.
Turnover now working back the other way is Asbury working on the left side, and that's going to be a foul with the body called on number 23, Dominic Buskey. I think that was just a case of speed. Do I want to let him get a wide open layup or try to make number 3, Sean Asbury, earn it at the line?
Yeah, he just kind of threw the shoulder into him as though they were on the football field. That would have been a nice block on a punt return where, wasn't in the back. He got him by the side.
I was going to say it's a side. It's all about whether you can see the numbers or not.
Yep, that would have been a good one, but not in this situation.
Have a couple of questions from the Spring Mills bench. That is team foul number 5.
So I guess they're asking whether it was on the shot or not.
And they're going to say it was on the floor. It'll now be an inbound from the baseline.
Yeah, Steve Hibbard was saying no. He was trying to go into the motion to go up for the shot, but got bumped and couldn't do it. The officials say no, the bump occurred on the floor.
Asbury gets that inbound pass from the left wing. Shot no good from beyond the arc. Back the other way comes Spring Mills, so catches a little bit of a break there.
Baker with a rebound, works into the front court on his own, then gives it up.
Ray with it, driving in on the right side. Hook shot up and off the glass for Quincy Ray.
Yeah, I tell you, he uses his body so well to help keep the defender away from the ball. And that good body control, and then the soft touch to put it in.
40 seconds left in the first half. Swinton looking to drive. Uses a bit of a head fake on Ray. Gets Ray a little out of position. And it'll be 1-4 picking up the foul, Quincy Ray.
It's going to be his second, and with 38.5 seconds to play in this first half, he's a key cog. The 5'10 junior guard needs to stay on the floor. I'm going to imagine, you got to take him out here so he doesn't pick up that third foul.
Yeah, Daniel Wingfield coming in. It'll be an inbound from the baseline. The T of Martinsburg to our left. Swinton looking to inbound, goes deep into the backcourt, and running it down is Holt Egan. 36 seconds left as Egan gets the basketball into the front court. Gives it up on that right side. That is Asbury with it. Little hesitation. Now bringing it back out. Now looking to drive on Wingfield. Whitener there stops the momentum. We're going to get a traveling call on that far side. Turnover North Stafford at 20.4 left in the first half.
I've got that as 8 turnovers for them. Apparently Lefteridge, as he took that ball, his feet must have slid because I really didn't think he took a step from what I saw.
Terrell make that Wingfield. Was letting that ball roll, almost stolen by Javon Swinton. Now a 3-ball well short, put up by number 10, Malachi Baker. Now North Stafford will get that last shot. 3-ball from that left wing, too strong off the back of the iron. Moses gets the rebound and can't get a shot up before the halftime horn sounds. We will go to the half. North Stafford takes a much slimmer lead than many would have expected into this halftime break. They go into the locker room up 31-24 over Spring Mills. A 60-second break, then we will come back with the Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 again at the half. It is North Stafford 31, Spring Mills 24.
prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Back now.
That's shirts for you.
Ah, cool. Depending on how they're cut, probably X.
Some in-game conversation with Martinsburg head coach Dave Rogers. Nice enough to get Matt and I a couple of T-shirts from the Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament. We're at the half of Game 1. Coach Rogers, I'm sure, getting ready to head down with his team into the locker room. 31-24 is our score at the half. North Stafford up over Spring Mills, and much closer of a contest at the half than you would have expected after a 21-6 advantage for the Wolverines after one. And Matt, a much better showing in that second quarter for Spring Mills.
Well, right at the end of the first quarter, Spring Mills able to get a three-point play and get to within that 21-6. They were down 21-3, but that bucket, that three-point swing there right at the end of the first quarter was the start of what proved to be an 18-6 run that got them within 6 at 27-21. And North Stafford then scored the next 4 points. The two teams able to exchange some baskets, and it's a 7-point deficit for Spring Mills, 31-24 at the half. And, you know, if you're Coach Luke Samples, you like what you've seen. Your team absorbed a fast start for North Stafford. You have battled, and you are in the game. And we've heard him say, hey, the goal right now with this young team, have a chance in the fourth quarter. And right now, as they go into the second half, they have a chance.
Yeah, they definitely do. Again, down by just 7. Should be interesting to see. Not a strong second half for Spring Mills yesterday. See what halftime adjustments Coach Luke Samples can make and see what this second half will look like. The same can be said for head coach Steve Hibbert, and see what North Stafford looks like in the second half. The halftime show brought to you by Smallwood Small Insurance in Martinsburg. Auto, home, life, business, disability, retirement. Smallwood and Small is your total insurance solution. Phone them at 304-263-3361. Another 60-second break to take. When we come back, we will quickly do some stats from the first half. Then to close out the halftime show, we'll talk some Skip Fowler tournament stuff, and we will talk a little bit about Skip Fowler himself coming up to end the halftime show. We'll welcome in cameraman John Alderton into the broadcast. So that coming up to finish out the halftime show. But stats coming up next after this 60-second timeout.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
W Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources. Certainly has helped take us to another level.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Welcome back into the Smallwood Small Insurance Halftime Show. Time to take a look at first half stats. First half stats, a service of Mike Folk for Governor, accountable, ethical, responsible. Learn more at Folk4WV.com. We're going to start with some individual stats and send it over to Matt for the team stats from the first half. Starting with Spring Mills, individual numbers look like this. Terrell Moses, 6 points, 9 points for Daniel Wingfield, 3 for Jacob Barrick. A tough night from the line so far. 5 for Quincy Ray and 1 for Dominic Busky. For North Stafford, 2 points for Aiden Pittman, 11 for Javon Swinton, 2 for Sean Asbury, 4 for Nashawn Leftridge, 3 for Cole Marucci. Elijah Brown has 5 and 2 for Hezekiah Brown. Those two came in the first quarter. Matt, some individual numbers. Some team numbers, rather.
You look at North Stafford, they hit 4 threes in the opening quarter, didn't hit one in that second quarter, so 4 3-pointers, just 1 of 2 from the line, 50%, and both of those coming from Javon Swinton. They commit 11 fouls, 8 turnovers, while grabbing 17 rebounds, while for Spring Mills, great job on the boards. I've got them with +1, 18 rebounds to the 17 for North Stafford. They have committed 12 turnovers and also have committed 6 fouls. 1 3-pointer, all that Spring Mills has been able to hit. They have improved from the foul line, though. 7 of 15, that's 47% after just 2 for 8 in the first quarter.
Those first half stats brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Accountable, ethical, responsible. Learn more at folk4wv.com. One more 60-second break to take, then we'll come back and talk about the man who this tournament is named after. Skip Fowler, welcome in cameraman John Alderton, who knew Skip on a personal level and around the Martinsburg athletic program. We'll get some stories from him with just a few minutes left in our halftime break. Again, back in 60 seconds. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back into the halftime show. It is game 1 of day 2 of the Coach Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament. So we are going to welcome in the cameraman John Alderton and talk about the man in which this tournament is named after. John, you had a chance to know Skip Fowler, as you call him, Skippy Fowler. Tell us a little bit about Skip and why this tournament is so special.
For me, it goes back to respect and admiration. I have nothing but respect and admiration for him. I knew him as a young child from about the age of 6 when he was the basketball coach down at St. Joseph High School. He took the high school team at that time to Huntington, and little folks don't know a lot about that trip, but in 1966 there was a bad train wreck. It was a fatality, and Skip and his players were on that train, his wife Gail, and who sustained some injuries and bounced back from that. 2 years later, took the team to win the first high school state championship ball game in this area here. The other thing, Skip, his fond appreciation for the basketball, I think, started back then. But he also switched over to football, and with the Fan Appreciation Club for Martinsburg, raised thousands of dollars to dole out to the different programs, not just Martinsburg High School, but schools in the surrounding area. And here's a little other unknown fact. He was one of the ones primarily responsible for bringing Dave Walker to the Martinsburg High School Bulldog program for football.
Well, I remember when we had Coach Walker on as he was making the official announcement that he would be leaving to go to Concord, and he mentioned that first season, 9-game losing streak, and there were only a few guys that would be in that locker room or the coach's office after a game, and he said Skip Fowler was one of those guys right there going, hang in there, Coach, hang in there.
And that's exactly what happened. You couldn't pay people to hang around the locker room at that point.
John, thanks for the memories. Now get back behind the camera. Get to work.
Let me get over here. I got to go, guys.
Second half just getting ready to get underway. John gets his headphones stuck on my chair. It will be, looks like, yes, it will be North Stafford basketball to start this second half. 31-24. As we start quarter number 3, inbound goes to Swinton in the backcourt.
Go back to yesterday, and this third quarter was not a friendly one to North Stafford as Martinsburg began their rally from a 13-point deficit. Let's see if they start a little quicker here in this one.
Quick ball movement around the perimeter. Picking up his dribble momentarily was Leffridge. Now gets it to Swinton on that left wing. He's going to drive up and under. Ball hangs on the front of the iron. Doesn't go, but he'll go to the line for 2, drawing contact.
Well, and I think that's going to be foul number 3 on Barrick, and there it is. The official looks to the scorer's table and sticks up an index finger on each hand, indicating that foul is on number 11. And the 6'2 sophomore probably going to have to sit down with 3 fouls this early in the third.
Swinton connects on his first foul shot. Correction for my first half numbers. Make that 13 for Javon Swinton, not 11 is what I had said. Again, that mental math. Matt's got the calculator in front of him, so he's now got 14 and make that 15 as he connects on both from the foul line. 33-24, that Wolverine advantage. Ray tosses it to Terrell Moses, goes up and grabs like a receiver over a defender and then loses the ball as he comes down back the other way. Comes Asbury up and off the front of the rim. A great move just to get to the rim by Sean Asbury, but too strong as it goes off the front of the rim, but back the other way now with numbers following the turnover is Swinton. Finishes with the right hand and gets that one to fall. So 4 quick points as we're just about 50 seconds into the third quarter for Javon Swinton.
Yeah, Swinton down the right side of the lane has that long reach with that right hand, was able to reach right over top of Ray and then spin it in off the glass. And I tell you, Coach Samples is not happy right now with the way his team is playing, quickly calling a timeout and making a substitution.
Yeah, and you look at the way this second half has started, it wasn't just that there had been a couple of turnovers. They were preventable. There were some lazy passes to start this second half, and there should be a whole lot of energy, you would think, on that Spring Mills bench. The way they played in that second quarter, there should be all the momentum in the world for the players in the black uniforms to our left.
Third timeout that Coach Samples has had to use, and that means he's got 2 left, and North Stafford head coach Steve Hibbert has called just 1 timeout, so he's got 4 remaining.
Yeah, and has been happy with the way his team has played within the game. That timeout was to save a turnover in the corner, so it wasn't even a timeout to talk about scheme, talk about strategy. That was just to keep possession. So I think he's been pretty pleased how his team has played in between breaks. Inbound down the floor and almost another turnover. You see Coach Samples kind of throw those palms up in the air just out of the timeout. I don't think what he drew up on the inbound pass from Malachi Baker. Ball will move down after being poked out of bounds. Stays Spring Mills basketball. Baker with it. Moving towards the top of the key. Gets it over to Wingfield. Hesitation and shuffled his feet. Turnover Spring Mills.
3 turnovers already in barely a minute and 2 seconds of play here in quarter number 3, and not what head coach Luke Samples wants to see.
Wingfield will come out and will come in. Jordan Carl will come in. Into the front court, and that should be a backcourt violation. See if it will be. It will not. I don't know how that is not a backcourt violation. We will get our referees coming together and making the decision. Coming in was Eli Brown. Got into the front court. Believe it went off of his foot into the back court, and you saw him let it almost roll to the BB&T, the table across from where we are. Picked the ball up, I think expecting a whistle, and the referee that was closest to the play never made the call.
No, but Coach Samples certainly hollered, and one of the back officials who saw that play stepped in and said, yeah, that should be a backcourt.
Carl driving in. Now it's Baker from the right corner. That's no good. Egan with the rebound. Now back into the front court was Asbury. He gives it off to Swinton. Down the offensive set for North Stafford. Looking for a high ball screen, works opposite of that ball screen. A sharp pass to a cutting Nashawn Leftridge, and that pass a little too high and a little too hot. Out of bounds, Spring Mills basketball.
Yeah, a little high and tight if it was a baseball game. Chin music, you might call it.
North Stafford showing press. Carl gets the inbound before getting it to Terrell Moses as North Stafford backs off that pressure. Not sure why Moses made that pass. An open lane right in front of him. Carl able to bring it down. Ball poked out of bounds after receiving it Malachi Baker. It'll stay Spring Mills basketball. Again, not sure why Moses decided to pick up his dribble and make that pass cross court.
And North Stafford looking to set up a trap as soon as that ball comes across midcourt. I'm assuming perhaps the thought was not wanting to dribble into that trap.
Buskey driving down the right side has that shot blocked by Holt Egan. Now back the other way is Swinton. in the corner looking for Cole Marucci, and Marucci was looking for the basket. He knew that he was going to have a wide open three, and you saw that head swivel right before that ball got to his hands, and another turnover for North Stafford.
3 turnovers now for them in quarter number 3. They've got 11 on the game, 15 on the game unofficially for Spring Mills.
Baker gives it off to Moses at the jump circle. Now Terrell Moses driving middle of the lane, floater too strong off the backboard, never hit the rim. Back the other way comes Swinton.
Yeah, nice job Marucci tipping that rebound as he couldn't really control it, got it to Swinton.
Swinton a long 3, step back about 4 feet behind that left wing line and knocks down the 3. He's now got 7 in this second half.
He's the only player to score in this second half for either team so far.
Moses now with it. Scott Buskey, a little hesitation, thought he may get called for a travel.
I was going to say, got away with one.
Now it's Baker with it. Moving around the top of the key, gets to a cutting Carl. That ball poked out of bounds. Will stay Spring Mills basketball. Good defense on that far side by Asbury.
Yeah, Asbury stepping into that passing lane, getting a hand on it, and poked it out of bounds on that far sideline.
So it'll be an inbound from the far sideline. Quincy Ray will start the inbound. Not a whole lot of movement right now, and they'll send it back to the jump circle. Where Daniel Wingfield will start this trip off the floor for Spring Mills. Terrell Moses now with it on that left wing. Cross-court pass to Buskey on that right wing. Tightly guarded, looking for a ball screen. Ray fakes it. Now sends a sharp pass down to Whitener. What a pass at the top of the key from Quincy Ray down to Kevin Whitener, who gets his first 2 points of the game, finishing at the basket. Floater down on the other end by Egan, no good, but an offensive rebound up and in. That shot up and good for number 5, Deshaun Leftridge.
Leftridge with the offensive rebound in the putback basket, pushing that lead back out.
Terrell Moses now into the front corner, that right wing, driving on Egan, going baseline, and then Moses just throws it away, and now a foul going to be picked up on Daniel Wingfield, going after a loose ball that he had no business going after.
Just hustling, trying to get to a loose ball. That was a tough pass. Got knocked free, and you end up with a foul on Wingfield, his first, team's second, and already 16 turnovers now for Spring Mills after 22 yesterday.
4:19 and counting on this third quarter clock, 40-26, North Stafford with the lead. Cross-court pass, a little hesitation. Now a jump stop from the top of the key, a little off that foul line to the left, shot up and good for Eli Brown. Or make that number 5, rather. Make that Deshaun Leftridge. Working back the other way, Ray with it on that left wing, driving foul line before kicking it out. That's Wingfield from that right corner. That shot short, but a tip out, but good offensive effort by Whitener. Back the other way quickly is Brown, little hesitation. That shot too strong, goes off the front of the iron. Quincy Ray now back the other way, has that shot tipped, looking for a pass in the air. It's Swinton now with it, North Stafford basketball. Swinton the step back 3 again. That one too short off the front of the iron. Good effort down low. Coming up with that rebound is Daniel Wingfield. And we're going to get I believe we're going to get a moving screen on Dominic Buskey. So after a good defensive stand by Spring Mills, the Cardinals will give the basketball right back to the Wolverines of North Stafford.
Yeah, they're being outscored right now 11-2 in this third period. Just one bucket from Whitener. That has been all Spring Mills has been able to muster, and they have turned it over 6 times as that offensive foul goes down as a turnover as well as they lose possession.
Timeout on the floor. Let's go ahead and take a timeout as well. North Stafford called that timeout. Let's go ahead and make it a 30-second break back at the studio. 3:28 remaining in the third quarter. Score 42-26. North Stafford ahead of Spring Mills.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
Out of the timeout, it'll be an inbound on the baseline for North Stafford. Javon Swinton set to cue that inbound. Being guarded by Quincy Ray. Officials see what they like, and now The inbound process starts. Inbound goes in. Trapped in the corner, now throwing it off of Jacob Barrick was number 15, Eli Brown, and it'll stay North Stafford basketball.
Yeah, Brown taking the inbounds, moving towards the baseline and the sideline, caught it right in the corner, easy trap, and he did the right thing, couldn't throw over top, so he bounces it off a defender.
This inbound going much smoother, going to Holt Egan. Now Swinton with it. We're going to get a blocking foul on Quincy Ray, and that'll be foul number 3 on Ray.
I wondered, as Swinton made that quick spin move, I thought he picked up that pivot foot before putting the ball down on the floor. I wondered if they might get the travel before the contact, but did not.
I'm not disagreeing with you with how quick his feet move. That's a hard call to make. Out of the inbound pass, Swinton 3, no good. Offensive rebound momentarily, and a putback attempt by Eli Brown, no good. And now we get a foul on North Stafford following the inbound or following the defensive rebound by Spring Mills.
Yeah, Malachi Baker pulling that one in, and Holt Egan reaching in. The 6'3 junior trying to strip him from behind will pick up his second foul. How about Egan had 13 points yesterday against Martinsburg? Not that we knew it because we weren't given the number change, but nonetheless he has yet to put points on the board here today.
Buskey will start the inbounds, gets it into Terrell Moses. Hasn't used that dribble yet. Terrell Moses in the backcourt is very nervous with the basketball. Doesn't like that responsibility. Now dribbles into the front court and picks up his dribble. He was trapped, and now Swinton coming back the other way. Pauses in the air. Looked like he may try to go up with the flush, but finishes with the finger roll on the right side. And Javon Swinton having himself a pretty good day, and right now a pretty good second half to start.
13-2, the run to start this second half.
Buskey has his pocket pick. Now Swinton slams it with one hand. You could tell he wanted to the last time up the court, but didn't have enough room, and this time they pick the pocket of Dominic Buskey, and Javon Swinton finishes with the one-hand, right-handed slam, 46-26. And this game now getting out of hand once again for Spring Mills. Timeout on the floor. We'll take the 30-second timeout as well. Back after this, 2:36 remaining in the third, 46-26, North Stafford over Spring Mills. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Welcome you back into the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Welcome you back into our broadcast position as well. Matt Crawford, Matt Miller to my right. John Alderton, our TV 10 cameraman. Also our Skip Fowler expert at halftime. Eric Sterritt is our studio engineer. The college football playoff first game of the day. The 1-4 game between LSU and Oklahoma. Maddie, what's it looking like in that one?
3:50 to play in quarter number 3. Each team has had a third quarter touchdown, so LSU's lead is now 56-21 over Oklahoma.
I don't know what the over-under on that game was, but I'm thinking whoever hammered the over in that game is probably going to win some money.
I would imagine, the 77 points between the two, a lot of scoring.
Inbound for Spring Mills. Nowhere to go with it, and Quincy Ray just has to throw it off of, I believe that's Aiden Pittman. Nobody back. Only 2 men in the back court for Ray. Still trouble getting it in, and Quincy Ray almost coming inbounds. That ball deflected out of bounds by Eli Brown, and now they'll move the inbound position, and Spring Mills having trouble just getting the basketball in right now.
Yeah, you've got a lot of size and length and athleticism for this North Stafford team.
They do get into Wingfield, but immediately he turns it over. Holt Egan picks off that pass. Now quickly back the other way. It was a pass down low to Aiden Pittman. It went off of what looked like his face, and coming in was Holt Egan to finish the job at the basket. His first 2 points of the game. Now quickly into the offensive end is Spring Mills. We're going to get an offensive foul on Jacob Barrick. Was underneath the basket, used that shoulder and right side of the body to try to create separation. He gets called for the player control foul. Basketball going back to North Stafford.
That is his fourth personal. He'll have to try to play through it as they'll keep him on the floor with 2:13 left in this third. But more importantly, it's a turnover on the offensive foul, and that's 10 third-quarter turnovers, 22 now in the ball game. They've made just one shot from the floor, being outscored 17-2 in this third.
Brown gives it off to Brown.
Sounds like a law firm. Brown and Brown.
Hezekiah Brown had it momentarily before giving it back off to Asbury. Now in that left corner. It is Asbury, again with a little hesitation, working on Quincy Ray before picking up his dribble. 1:45 remaining in the third quarter. It is North Stafford basketball. Bring it out to the top of the key is Sean Asbury.
Well, Coach Hibbert walking up and down the bench on that end of the floor, barking out the offense that he wants his team to run, trying to make sure he gets everybody in the right position.
Down low, great pass from what looked like Sean Asbury to Aiden Pittman. A little wrap around the body, but too strong for Pittman, and Pittman even knew it was coming.
It was a nice job. They spread the floor. That spread out that defense. They got the ball down the right side of the lane, and then, as you mentioned, that wraparound pass could have given Pittman an open look, but that was an awful hot pass to handle.
1:27 remaining in the third quarter. Inbound coming from that far sideline. Jump ball. Terrell Moses comes down with it, fighting through contact. Gets it in that right corner. Three ball up and good for Malachi Baker.
First points of the night for him, and boy, did they need those.
Now quickly working back up into the offensive end. Good feed down low, and finishing at the rim is Aiden Pittman. He had 2 points in that first half. Now 2 points so far in the second half. It was a great feed from Asbury, working quickly into the offensive zone. It's Carl now with it, working down low. Tries for the turnaround jump shot. Not there. Sends it out on that right wing to Quincy Ray. Misses that one short. And a defensive rebound down low for North Stafford. Coming into the offensive end now is Asbury, working on Quincy Ray. He'll go center of the lane. Floater. Misses that one short, and Ray gets that rebound before having it taken away by Holt Egan. Now a three ball from the left wing for North Stafford. That one short, and Ray getting the rebound. Working quickly and under, throws his intended target of Jordan Carroll. Now a three ball from the right wing. That one too strong, and Whitener will come down with the rebound. Quincy Ray working through some traffic and draws contact. Believe they're going to get the foul on number 15, Eli Brown.
Nope, they got it on Asbury, who will pick up his second. Yeah, both guys were right there, and I wondered who they might have it on as well.
It was Brown who left his feet a little bit, so I figured that's who they would call it on. Either way, two guys in the area, not a surprise either way. With 19.3 left, it'll be Spring Mills basketball. Buskey set to inbound. Does get it to Terrell Moses, 17-16, and Moses again goes back towards the baseline. A turnover, but Buskey gets the block on the shot attempt by number 5, LaShawn Leftridge. Asbury having to pick up his dribble. 5 seconds left in the third quarter. Throws it off of Daniel Wingfield, who very close to what I would say getting a talking to by our official. Some clapping going on right in the face of Sean Asbury. 3.8 seconds left on the inbound. Gets it to Baker before giving it back to Asbury. And a traveling violation with 1 second left. Not sure anybody knew how much time was left on that clock as Asbury went back almost to that midcourt stripe with a jump circle. So with 1 second left, it'll have to be a prayer for Spring Mills to end this third quarter. Buskey on the inbounds gets it back to Wingfield. He won't even take a shot. Well away from the basket. We are through 3 quarters of action, and your score after 3, it is North Stafford 50, Spring Mills 29. Fourth quarter of action coming up after this 60-second timeout. Again, after 3, it is the Wolverines of North Stafford 50, 29 for the Spring Mills Cardinals. Back in 1 minute.
Shop Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today and find over 150 new and used vehicles to choose from. From gas savers to SUVs to four-wheel drive trucks, all of the new and most of the pre-owned vehicles come standard with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Now you can drive away with peace of mind knowing your vehicles are covered for life. And the best part about it, there are no service requirements with Miller's, and it's all included to you at no extra cost. That's right, no extra charge, and you're not required to service with us. Just follow the manufacturer's recommendations, and you're covered for life. With great quality vehicles and a great price, you can't miss with Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Our courteous, experienced, and professional staff is waiting to assist you with finding the perfect vehicle that fits all of your needs. Unbeatable deals and excellent financing is right down the road. Stop in today. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 and Kelly Island Road, just east of Martinsburg, or online at MillerChryslerJeep.com. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Back into the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, and Matt, for the second time in this game, Spring Mills has gone an entire quarter with just 2 baskets made.
Well, in a tough quarter, they got a 3 and a 2, didn't get to the foul line, outscored 19-5 in that third quarter, and it went from a 7-point game. We said, look, they're still in it at the half, now down by 21 going into the fourth.
Baker brought it into the front court, tried to get it to Buskey before being poked out of bounds by number 22, Anthony Nieves.
Matt, the big problem in that third quarter, turnovers. They had 12 in the first half. They committed 12 more in that third period, so up to 24 Spring Mills turnovers.
Infield in the left corner, picks up his dribble, goes across to Whitener, goes through his hands, but Dominic Buskey able to run it down. Now trying to drive in on that right wing, up and under. Great take by Dominic Buskey for his first basket of the day. Had 1 point in that first half, but it came from the foul line. Now driving back the other way and up and under, contact on the floor. That was Hezekiah Brown drawing the foul.
Foul goes on Whitener, the senior forward. He is first, a team foul, number 6.
He will go to the line for 2.
Hezekiah Brown yet to be at the foul line. Had 2 points yesterday in that game against Martinsburg. Has 2 tonight, make it 3.
First foul shot up and good. Some substitutions for both teams in the middle of these 2 shots.
Just the 5th free throw for North Stafford tonight. The Wolverines now 4 of 5 from the line.
Hezekiah Brown gets that ball back. Second foul shot is up, and it's good. Goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Now Spring Mills basketball, 7:27 remaining in the fourth quarter, 52-31, and another turnover. Swinton going back the other way. Again, takes off from about the foul line and stays airborne all the way to the basket and finishes on the front of the rim. Javon Swinton having a whale of a game, almost another turnover for Spring Mills, with Buskey able to run it down, now trapped in that left corner before getting it back out top to Barrick. Ray gets it momentarily before working it to Dominic Buskey in the left corner. He pulls up from 3 and connects.
A good shot. He was open, no hesitation, caught it, shot it in rhythm, and he's got 5 points now in this fourth quarter.
Swinton brings it into the front court. Now Hezekiah Brown has it before giving it off to Holt Egan. Egan back to Swinton. Swinton will take a long 3 from the left wing. Too short off the iron, but an offensive rebound. Now with it is Asbury. Offensive rebound for Hezekiah Brown.
Swinton, by the way, leading all scorers, 24 points, 22 through 3 quarters, and picks up a bucket here early in this fourth quarter.
Some contact down low. It's going to be a foul on Terrell Moses. Tightly guarding Eli Brown. And now we have some jawing going back and forth between Brown and Moses, and a technical given, I believe that's going to be to Terrell Moses. Yep, a technical foul on Terrell Moses. As there was some jawing back and forth, a little shoulder bump between the two. And I'm sure some frustration piling up for Spring Mills.
Yeah, there had been a little bit of conversation between the two, and then Brown, as he went by, kind of got that shoulder into Moses. That led to something else being said by Moses, and ultimately that's when the technical foul was called. And you got to imagine Terrell Moses is going to go ahead and come out of the game, as you've got a substitute at the scorer's table right now. And the free throws, it looks like they will come from
Eli Brown.
Yeah.
His first foul shot up and good.
Oh, well, wait a minute.
Or no, these are the. Is this the?
Yeah, this might be the.
This is the one, or the 2 shots originally, because he. Correct?
Well, it can't be. Usually you shoot the technical free throws because if that's the front end of the 1-and-1,
then that should be a rebound.
Right. Well, but because of the technical, I guess they're going to get the basketball back as well.
So Eli Brown now 3 for 3 from the line.
Gets this one.
That one up and good as well, so connects on all 4.
No, it's not going to be Moses coming out. It's going to be Ray out of the lineup as Wingfield. No, now it is Moses. Okay, Ray was going over towards the bench. I was waiting to see. Coach Sample sends him back out onto the floor.
58-34. North Stafford has the lead over Spring Mill, 6:22 and counting here in the final quarter of action. Driving in is Asbury, finishing or going up to finish with the right hand, too strong off the backboard. And we're going to get a technical now. It looks on Holt Egan, and unless there were words said, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, the official gives an indication that he came up with the forearm end or the elbow.
No, that's two players fighting for a basketball. That is not a good call, a technical foul on Holt Egan.
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't think that should have been a technical either, but it becomes his third personal as well, and we'll go to the other end of the floor.
Daniel Wingfield will take the shots for Spring Mills. As we now have had 2 technicals in the course of about 8 seconds of game time.
And both on number 2 for each team.
Coincidence?
I think not.
Daniel Wingfield bends those knees at the line. The first technical foul shot. And that one up and rattles home.
All right, the more I think about it, yeah, probably just a coincidence.
Probably just a coincidence, I'm thinking. But you could say one was caused by the other, but I don't think the numbers had much to do with it. Wingfield takes a couple of dribbles. Ready for that second foul shot. It is up, and it's good, too.
He takes a lot of time.
He concentrates.
Between those dribbles, yeah.
That is for sure. And our official's going to get both teams together. And to me, this is a conversation that happens with the coaches there, not just the players on the floor. Now the coach is coming in, but more of the direction of Luke Samples, not the direction of our official in the middle of that huddle. As it'll be Spring Mills basketball inbound from the far sideline with 6:13 remaining in the ball game.
Yeah, certainly no ill intent there. 2 guys fighting after the basketball, and you end up with a little contact there. But the officials, I think, after the prior technical, really trying to control the game with 6:13 left.
Wingfield gets it in the backcourt off the inbound. Now bringing it across that timeline. Ray now with it. Now Buskey with it on that left wing, working around a high ball screen, and going to be a team foul, or a foul. Looks like number 15, Eli Brown.
No, that's Barrick. That was an illegal
screen. Okay.
Yep. And Barrick's going to foul out with 6:03 to play in this one, finishing his night with 3 points, all coming in that opening quarter, including just 1 of 6 from the line.
Not the cleanest played game in the second half for either team.
Now the turnovers have just really piled up for Spring Mills. 12 in that first half, down by 7 at the intermission. You wanted to see how would they come out and respond to get that second half started, and it didn't go well. A 7-0 run for North Stafford, ultimately a 17-2 run before Spring Mills able to put another basket there. Outscored 19-5 in that third period, down by 21 going into this fourth quarter, and it hasn't gotten any better. 14 second half turnovers, 26 in the game now for the Cardinals. Put that together with yesterday where they had 22, and you're talking about 48 turnovers in 2 games. Hard to win.
Swinton slowly brings it into the front court. Now under 6 to play in the game. He'll drive in, dump it off, a wide open layup on the left side of the rim for Aiden Pittman. Now working quickly into the front court. Whitener had it momentarily before giving it up to Baker. Baker pulls his dribble back out. Wingfield now with it, just in front of the jump circle. Picks up his dribble, looking to give it off. He does to Buskey. Now Ray with it down the low block. Spin move is going to get called for the travel.
He was losing his footing, falling backwards, didn't have any place to go with a basketball. By the time he could get rid of it, the travel call came, and yet another 15 turnovers in the half, 27 in the ball game.
62-36, 5:20. And counting as Quincy Ray gets the steal, working back the other end, a one-on-one. That shot blocked before going out of bounds. A good block in transition by Eli Brown. Swinton almost able to save it, but his foot hits the line trying to save the basketball. And it'll stay Spring Mills possession.
Well, it was Swinton who was able to get a hand in there and knock it away from Ray as Ray was kind of bringing it off the dribble from his hip up towards his chest to go up for the shot. And Swinton got the hand in there and then almost saved it from going out of bounds as well.
Baker inbounds it, or attempts to inbound it to Wingfield, but Swinton right there to intercept it. Works quickly up into the front court. 3-ball from the right corner, up and good for Sean Asbury, his first basket of the second half. Spring Mills gets it back across that timeline. Wingfield has to pick up his dribble, falling into the backcourt, but able to get it to a up man, a kick out on the right side. That's Kevin Whitener. Knocks down the 3-ball, the feed from Jordan Carroll.
Got a good open look, and again, no hesitation. Caught it, shot it all in that one fluid motion, able to knock that one down.
Swinton now driving in on that right wing. Before he gets to the basket, we are going to get a foul on the outside, and that foul going to go on Daniel Wingfield.
Going to be his second, well over 10 team fouls, so it's double bonus the rest of the way with 4:33 to play in this fourth quarter for North Stafford.
And you see the athleticism. We've talked about it this entire game of Javon Swinton.
Yep.
Just to be able, at this point in the game, your legs should be getting a little tired just to throw on the Jets at will. At the line, 4-2. First foul shot up and good for Swinton, his third point here of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, lifts him to 25 on the ball game, and he's now 5 for 6 from the charity stripe. Has knocked down 3 3-pointers on the night as well. His team has knocked down 6 threes a day after hitting 8 yesterday against Martinsburg.
Second foul shot up and good. 65-39, the Wolverine advantage.
Well, Vasquez comes in, Swinton checks out, and you got to imagine his weekend is done, and you also know, but it's not even an imagination, he'll be on the all-tournament team at the end of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. The announcement, I believe, coming that team will be announced at halftime of the second game. I believe that was the announcement made before this game. Wingfield with it on that left wing, driving in, puts up a floater on that low block, gets it to go, Daniel Wingfield.
He's up to 13 points in this one, has done well on the offensive end.
Well, Stafford a little trouble getting it across the timeline, but Vasquez does, driving in on the right side, too strong on the up and under, but an offensive rebound. That one again too strong on the putback by Pittman. Ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to get a foul down low going for the loose ball. See who they get that foul. It's going to be on Daniel Wingfield.
Yeah, he'll pick up his third personal, and going to the line will be Aiden Pittman. The two guys really battling hard to get to that loose ball on the rebound.
2 shots upcoming for Aiden Pittman. He's got 6 on the ball game so far. First foul shot up and through.
Now, this team only had 2 free throws in the first half, getting to the line a lot more here in this second half. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 free throws in this second half, and they have made every single one of them.
Cody Schrader comes into the game for Spring Mills, and it looks like some mass substitution for Spring Mills upcoming at the next dead ball opportunity. Second foul shot short for Pittman. Now back the other way for Spring Mills. Buskey with it picks up his dribble momentarily. Before giving it to Clemens, ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Spring Mills.
Yeah, the officials getting together and saying that ball was tipped by a North Stafford defender.
And a whole new 5 out there right now for Spring Mills.
Yeah, that's David Bitterai, the 6'1 senior guard, who's going to trigger that inbounds.
Bittereye gets it into the three-point line to Clemens, who's going to drive in, put up a floater off the glass. That one, no good. Rebound going back the other way. Now Vasquez into the front court. Clemens going for the steal. Good nifty behind the back dribble for Vasquez, and now he will pick up that loose ball. Still loose, and I would assume we're going to get a jump ball at some point soon. That ball was still loose, but bodies were starting to fly.
Yeah.
And that possession error going to keep it with North Stafford.
A nice job defensively. Spring Mills able to get a hand in there, poke it away, battle for the loose ball. Now the possession arrow will go the way of the Cardinals should we have another jump ball with 3:18 to play in this one.
Nieves puts up the shot, and he connects from three.
His first bucket of the night. He was left open, didn't hesitate, put it up and through.
Schrader had it momentarily. Now Clemens with it on that left wing. Looking to drive, gives it back off to Schrader. Kind of works it back around. He now gets the ball back on that left wing. His three up and good. Cody Schrader, his first basket of the game with 2:52 remaining in the fourth quarter. 69-44, the North Stafford lead.
Well, Spring Mills hitting their total from yesterday, dropping a 74-44 decision against Freedom. Chance to get above the 50-point mark as this one plays out.
Pittman on the left side puts it too strong off the glass. Defensive rebound now coming back the other way is Sean Hoos. Clemens with it, slowing down the offense, working on Vasquez. Great feed down low. Hoos had it momentarily. Now a step back three for Bittereye, and he connects on three. So back-to-back possessions with a three-point basket for Spring Mills. 69-47 with just over 2 minutes left to play in the ball game. A scheduled 7:30 tip for our next game. Not going to happen as a three ball on the other end for Cole. Marucci connects his second three of the game. Now 1:55 remaining, and Luke Samples is going to take a timeout. Let's go ahead and take the 30-second break as well. Back with the remaining 1:45 of this ball game when we come back. 72-47 North Stafford's lead over Spring Mills. Back in 30 seconds.
Prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
Welcome back in. Talking about this right before the timeout. It was a scheduled 7:30 tip for Freedom and Martinsburg, with it being 7:31 right now and still 1:54 on the clock. That's not going to happen. Believe they'll still get the full 20-minute warm-up period, but we'll see if they shorten that to 15 with this being a tournament setting. Could see it going either way in there, but believe they'll still do that 20-minute warm-up.
Hey, 9:50 left in the first game in the college football playoffs. Oklahoma has a first and goal at the LSU 1, but too little too late. 56-21, LSU in front again, 9:50 left in that one.
Hoos with it, gives it back across out top. Now a three from that left wing. That one no good for David Bittereye, but an offensive rebound. That ball up and good. But I believe that's a number 20.
It is.
Don't have a 20 on our roster.
Nice.
But at this rate of this tournament, what's new with interesting rosters that we've been giving North Stafford a basketball? They work it down into that left corner. Driving in, that ball's poked away by Bittereye. Now back the other way, coming with it into the front court is Sean Hoos. Gives it back out to the top. Now Hoos again with it, driving baseline. Cross-court pass, right corner three. That one too strong for Cody Schrader. 1:05 remaining as North Stafford works it quickly up into the front court. There's our number 12. We don't have a number 4. His shot short off the iron. Gets his own rebound, puts up the shot, draws contact, and will go to the line for two with 59.1 remaining.
No, rebounding in this second half has been almost as big an issue as the turnovers for Spring Mills. I've got a 15-9 rebounding edge for the Wolverines of North Stafford, and in this second half, 16 turnovers for Spring Mills.
Foul shot up and good for our number 12. Front end of 2 shots.
You know the typical name when you don't know the identity, John Doe from the foul line.
Second foul shot up and through. Clemens will bring it into the front court for Spring Mills. 55 seconds remaining in the ball game. There's our number 20 with it on the right wing. Gets it back to Clemens in that right corner. He puts up a contested shot. That's no good, but a loose ball. Bittereye gets it. Free ball from straightaway short off the iron for Logan Clemens, and now North Stafford basketball. Poked away momentarily, but Vasquez able to keep his dribble. Now a three from the right corner. That one up and good. Shot good for number 22, Anthony Nieves. His second three of this fourth quarter. 20 seconds left in the ball game, and a traveling violation. Another turnover for the Cardinals with 21 seconds left.
Now the three balls falling in this fourth quarter, much like they did in that opening quarter for North Stafford. They had 4 in the first. They've added 4 more here in the fourth for 9 three-pointers on the night.
Vasquez brings it into the front court. See if they try for another shot. Vasquez is going to try a deep three. That one misses almost everything, just skimming that backboard. Now working up into the front court was Hoos for giving it off. Bittereye in the left corner gives it off to our number 20 from straight away. That one no good. But Bittereye, a follow-up up and good at the buzzer shot will count. So he's now got 5 to finish the game. That final horn sounds 77-51. The final in this one, North Stafford beating the Spring Mills Cardinals. We will take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we will have final stats from this one and then switch up our broadcast to get you ready for the pregame show of Martinsburg and Freedom again after this 2-minute timeout. Final from game 1 of 2 at the Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament. It was all North Stafford, 77-51 back in 2 minutes.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
W Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources.
Certainly has helped take us to another level.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details. The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball, featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Marius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
The Martinsburg Fieldhouse, where we continue with Day 2 coverage, the fourth and final game of this 2019 version of the Coach Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament. It's the host, Martinsburg Bulldogs, as they will take on the Freedom Eagles out of South Riding, Virginia. For Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller along with Matt Crawford. John Alderton is running our TV 10 camera. Eric Sterick, our engineer at the studio. Game 1 today going the way of North Stafford, as they will go 1-1 in the tournament. Spring Mills will go 0-2 in tournament play. 77-51 was the final. Now Martinsburg will look to go 2-0 in tournament play, as they will take on the Freedom Eagles, who likewise will look to go 2-0, as Freedom comes off a win against Spring Mills yesterday, 74-44, their fourth win in their last 5 games, as they come in at 5-4 on the season. Martinsburg has won 3 in a row. They are 3-1 after a big rally to get by North Stafford last night, 78-74.
And what a fun ball game that was, Matt. Really enjoyed being a part of that ball game and just seeing the resiliency of Martinsburg in that second half. A lot of teams would have just folded up shop, especially when you get deep into that third quarter. Go, you know what, boys, this is sitting our night. Not this Martinsburg team. They battled back. They've been fighting adversity all year long, with numbers, with players, with injuries, now with Trey Sager not being able to play for at least a month, from what we're being told, maybe even as long as 6 weeks. So this team has fought through a lot of adversity so far this young season, and I think it culminated last night with that comeback effort.
21-4, the run to close out the ball game, down 70-57. Martinsburg rallies to get that 78-74 win. We'll see if that momentum carries over into this one, while for Freedom, a lopsided victory, keeping their winning ways going. And you know that this team is looking forward to this matchup with Martinsburg, as we have a pair of state runner-ups. Last year, Martinsburg fell to University in the state championship game, wrapping up a 27-1 season, while Freedom went 19-12. They lost to Maury in the state championship game, 57-49.
Yeah, but you look at it, and what we were told got to that state championship in completely different ways.
Yeah.
Martinsburg didn't fall in the win-loss column until that state championship, and for this Freedom team, they didn't have a great start. Started pretty similar to how they have started this year, and really got hot at the right time in the playoffs. So two teams that are state runner-ups, but really had different seasons, and the only thing you can compare is that they got to the state championship on both sides last year.
Well, this is the pregame show. It's brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio-video distribution, and more. Phone them at 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. When we come back, we will hear from Martinsburg assistant coach Bruce Fowler rather than head coach Dave Rogers. Bruce is the son of Skip Fowler, who this tournament is named after, and his son, grandson of Skip, Luke Fowler, had a big game yesterday. We'll talk about that and hear from the assistant coach when we return on the pregame show. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Shop Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today and find over 150 new and used vehicles to choose from. From gas savers to SUVs to four-wheel drive trucks, all of the new and most of the pre-owned vehicles come standard with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Now you can drive away with peace of mind knowing your vehicles are covered for life. And the best part about it, there are no service requirements with Miller's, and it's all included to you at no extra cost. That's right, no extra charge, and you're not required to service with us. Just follow the manufacturer's recommendations, and you're covered for life. With great quality vehicles and a great price, you can't miss with Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Our courteous, experienced, and professional staff is waiting to assist you with finding the perfect vehicle that fits all of your needs. Unbeatable deals and excellent financing is right down the road. Stop in today. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 and Kelly Island Road, just east of Martinsburg, or online at MillerChryslerJeep.com. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We welcome you back into the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. We're going to hear from assistant coach Bruce Fowler in just a moment, but Matt, a kind of magical night last night for Martinsburg. A key part of last night's turnaround victory is Luke Fowler, the 6'4 sophomore who is splitting some time, still playing some JV ball this year and playing varsity ball. He had a career-high 12 points, 6 coming in that decisive fourth quarter, and 2 free throws with about 7 seconds left, helping to seal the deal in that come-from-behind win.
It was a very impressive 12-point night. The sophomore goes 6'4", and really was that inside presence that you are going to need to have for Martinsburg down the stretch. It was valuable minutes for him last night, and one of our 2 players of the game, he split it last night with Teddy Marshall. But really it was a great story from what you just said. The grandson of Skip Fowler, who this tournament is named after and is meant to remember Skip Fowler behind, to have him have his best game on the varsity level so far was really a special night for him.
After last night's game, we got a chance to catch up with assistant coach Bruce Fowler, and we asked him first of all just about this team battling and coming from behind for the win.
Well, like I say, the kids are young, so I mean they just have no quit in them, you know. So, you know, we called a timeout, we switched the scheme a little bit, and we started subbing offense and defense a little bit. Got a couple turnovers there, and one of their kids fouled out. We made a couple plays, and once it did get tight, then they got tight as well. So it's, you know, even good teams, when a score gets down and the pressure's on, sometimes they make bad decisions, and we were fortunate to get a couple turnovers there.
You talked about that switch of defense, especially to open the second half. What was that halftime conversation like?
Well, I mean, we thought, you know, we'd given up some threes, but we thought with, you know, we played like almost like a 1-2-2 or a 3-2. They weren't hurting us in the middle. So, you know, they were kind of spreading out us on it. We were talking about trapping a little bit in halftime, but the other coach made a good decision. He put their other good player in the middle the second half, so that kind of worried me a little bit. But then he, you know, their good player, he wants the ball in his hands a lot, so when it didn't touch him, he had to pop back out. So we were fortunate there that we just got our hands on some balls, and they took some bad shots, and we rebounded a little better in the second half.
And down the stretch, Luke able to knock down some really key free throws. This tournament is the Skip Fowler Memorial Tournament in honor of your dad. Just how emotional is this evening?
It was kind of crazy. I mean, like I say, I said a little prayer before the game. You know, me and Dad, it's one thing that I always did as a player, is always went and made a visit to the church before we played. But, you know, even when Luke went up there and hit those shots, I had a lot of confidence that he'd hit them. But at the same time, in my mind, I said the words, "Be there," because that's what my dad would always say in the stands when I was a player. He'd just look at me and "Be there" when I'd take a shot, and of course he made them both, so I was very proud.
Not an easy task next. You saw Freedom earlier. What do you expect in that matchup?
Well, they're a little more structured. I watched them very closely against Spring Mills, and they ran their offense really well, set a lot of good screens. Their offense is kind of similar to what we run, where they run that 5 out and screen away, and they run a double curl, but they ran it nice and crisp. So we're going to have to really communicate on defense to stop them tomorrow, because they'll run good sets.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you very much, Matt.
There you hear from Martinsburg assistant coach Bruce Fowler as the Bulldogs get ready to take on the Freedom Eagles. A 1-minute timeout. We come back to wrap up our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show with keys to the game. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
W Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources.
Certainly has helped take us to another level.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out of there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
Back again as we look to wrap up the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Time to check in with Matt Crawford with our keys to the game. Brought to you by Luttrell LC. Let Chris Luttrell hand you the keys to your new home for all of your real estate legal needs. Give Chris a call at 304-267-3050. You can win every time when it comes to your real estate legal needs with Luttrell LC. Matt, let's start with Martinsburg. The high emotion, the come-from-behind win yesterday. Keys for them to come out and be successful today.
They're going to need their big players to have big games. You look at some final numbers from last night. Teddy Marshall had a subpar, I think is what he would say, first half. Missed a lot of shots. Got to the line, made 4 foul shots. Still finished with 6 points in that first half, but had a very strong second half. Finished with 24. Telrin Villa had 22. Big players need, and especially for this team that's banged up, that's a little low on numbers, your big players need to be the guys that you can lean on. And yesterday, and especially in that second half, I think Martinsburg was able to lean on those leaders on the floor. There was big contributions from guys like Luke Fowler, double digits for Garrett Stobbs, hitting a good amount of threes, but Martinsburg's going to have to lean on their big guys, Teddy Marshall and Telrin Villa, again today if they want to get the win.
Meanwhile, for the Freedom Eagles, coming off of that lopsided win against Spring Mills, keys against the Bulldogs.
They spread the ball out yesterday. They had a lot of different guys contribute in that game. They had 8 different guys score, and a few more played in that game. So I think the big thing for them is to keep Martinsburg guessing. I think if Martinsburg's got to be running around all over the floor, worried about who's shooting the ball, then I think that Freedom can be pretty darn successful in this game tonight.
Now that is a look at our keys to the game. Martinsburg 3-1, winners of 3 in a row, hosting the Freedom Eagles, who are 5-4, winners of 4 of their last 5. We are about to have the starting lineups introduced to the crowd on hand here. We check on those starting lineups as well, and brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist. If your vehicle is not starting properly, start at D&N to get it fixed right the first time. Family owned and operated since 1974. Phone them at 304-267-4078. Let's begin with the Freedom Eagles. Robbie Kemmerer is a 6'1 senior. He'll start at guard. Jalen Harrison, a 5'9 senior, also starts at guard. And Elijah Easter, a 5'8 sophomore, starts at guard. Starting at forward at 6'6 is senior Lance Johnson. And also starting at forward is 6'4 senior Nicholas Westfall. Same starting 5 that we saw in yesterday's game, and no surprise there. Martinsburg will do the same. First, Freedom's head coach is Justin Powers in his 7th season, and he is assisted by Josh Richardson. Now for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, they will start Dorn Smith, a 6'3 junior at forward. Telrin Villa is a 6'3 senior forward. Garrett Stobbs, a 6'1 junior guard. Teddy Marshall is a 6'2 senior guard. And Jarvis Thurston, a 6'1 junior guard. Martinsburg led by Dave Rogers in his 41st season, 768 wins, 221 losses. He is assisted by Bruce Fowler, Richard Moore, Chris Berg, and Daryl Smith. Let's take a 1-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll have the opening tip and all the play-by-play. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Here we go, Telrin Villa in the center circle along with Lance Johnson, and the tap controlled by Martinsburg. Jarvis Thurston ahead to Dorn Smith, leg up good, and Martinsburg just like that takes a 2-0 lead.
That's one way to start.
Now, Dorn Smith did not score yesterday. His scoring average down to 8.3 a game. Gets the first 2 of this one. Martinsburg starting in that traditional man-to-man defense. Out top, Harrison picks up the dribble at the top of the key, sending to Kemmerer. Dorn Smith will guard him in this Bulldog man-to-man. Johnson with it beyond the arc on this near side. Has a size mismatch with Jarvis Thurston there. Now they'll switch up, and the pass on that far side tipped away. Stolen by Teddy Marshall as he keeps it inbounds on that far sideline. Slowly dribbling on the right side of the floor, gives to Dorn Smith. He'll pull up for 3. Oh, missed it badly. Too strong. Westfall the rebound. Back the other way, Freedom. Kemmerer ahead to Harrison. Runs it down under the basket, but has to bring it out on the left wing. Back up top to Kemmerer. 3-ball did not go. He hit the deck. Wanted a foul call. Doesn't get it. Dorn Smith the rebound, and the Bulldogs the other way. Teddy Marshall, right side of the floor. Down to the baseline. Floats it up too strong. Again, Westfall with the rebound. 2-0. That lead holds for Martinsburg. Baseball pass down the floor, and the leg up, but rattles around and out for Elijah Easter, and Martinsburg again heads the other way, still with that 2-0 lead. A lot of action, not a lot of scoring to get it started. Dorn Smith in the lane, passing on the left wing, throws it away. Steal for Harrison, getting it ahead to Easter, to Westfall in the paint. Has to kick to Johnson on the right wing. His 3 is off the rim. Telrin Villa grabs the rebound, and Martinsburg heads to the offensive end.
Breathe now. Fast-paced offense so far. Both teams, which we knew was going to happen, we're going to get up and down the floor as quick as possible. Really the first offensive set we've seen, but another turnover for Martinsburg.
Yeah, bad pass, and the easy steal for Johnson. He'll feed Kemmerer, cutting to the basket, and the leg up good. Just a little bit of a lazy pass from Teddy Marshall.
And Robbie Kemmerer finished with 3 points total last night. He's taken 2 shots already. He's connected on 1. I think he wants to get on the score sheet a little more tonight.
Dorn Smith, low post left side, gives it off to Telrin Villa. Dribbles to his right, to the foul line, tries to give it back to Smith. It's a steal for Easter. Elijah Easter driving in on the right side, banks it up and in. Good job to float in the air and let Teddy Marshall go by.
And that was a case for Telrin Villa. That was just a lazy pass. I think if he puts a little more mustard behind that pass, it's not a turnover, but just tried to send it lackadaisically over. He's got to make that pass a lot more crisp.
Teddy Marshall on the left side of the floor, penetrating into the lane, and the underhand scoop shot up and good. Somewhat of a finger roll to finish to tie it at 4, and quickly the other way. Jalen Harrison takes the long pass, drives down the right side of the lane, and gets the leg up. And we were tied at 4 for all of about, 2 seconds? 6-4. Freedom back out in front. Garrett Stobbs on that right wing, driving into the lane, feeds underneath, and the short shot up and good for Dorn Smith.
Good job by Garrett Stobbs knowing where Smith was, but another fast break point for Jalen Harrison. He is beating this Martinsburg defense like a drum early in this game.
Yeah, they're just throwing right over top of the Bulldog defense, not getting back, and it's an 8-6 Freedom advantage. Stobbs between the circles, guarded by Westfall. A little mismatch here. Stobbs a little smaller but a little quicker. Goes down the left side of the lane, feeds Telrin Villa. Shot blocked by Johnson, out of bounds, and it will be off of Telrin Villa. Give it to Freedom. So they get the ball with a 2-point lead, 4:43 to play here in quarter number 1. high-octane action up and down the floor.
See how long both of these teams can keep up this tempo. You would expect the first half, but I think the big thing is whether this can last the whole game or not. Another turnover for Freedom.
Yeah, trying to get it in the lane to Johnson. The Bulldogs tip it away and stealing on the offensive end. A three from the left side. Good for Teddy Marshall. He's got 5 early points. That's his 5th 3 of the season. And the Bulldogs regain the lead at 9-8, and Martinsburg gets another turnover. They'll work it ahead to Dorn Smith. His floater in the lane would not go. And back the other way, Freedom ball. Kemmerer racing down the floor. Loses it in the lane. Telrin Villa able to scoop it up. He'll head to the basket, going all the way right at Johnson. Draws contact and a foul as Lance Johnson, the 6'6 senior, picks up the personal.
We saw Doran Smith just about a week ago throw down a thunderous jam. I was wondering if there was going to be an alley-oop attempt with Smith coming up that left side. I don't know if he was expecting that as well as he slowed down a little bit, but either way, it'll be a chance for some points here as Villa's at the line.
Free throw is on the way, and it pops in and out, no good. Villa, a 68% foul shooter, 15 of 22 on the season. That's after going 8 for 9 from the line last night. The Dogs as a team rallying for the 4-point win, went 25 of 29 from the charity stripe. Villa gets the second to go. He's on the scoreboard, and Martinsburg leads at 10-8. 3 ties so far in the early going of this one. Martinsburg with their first lead. Johnson down the right side of the lane, takes it right up against Villa and puts it up and in.
Lance Johnson has that size advantage. His senior goes 6'6", and Martinsburg doesn't have anybody on the roster that is going to be able to compete with 6'6".
Nice job to get down inside, use his body, and get the shot. Villa open from the left corner. His 3 is up and good. Villa's 4th of 3 of the season. He's got 4 early points, 13-10 Martinsburg. Quickly the other way. Easter passing in the lane, intended for Johnson, but off his hand and out of bounds. I've got 5 early Freedom turnovers.
Yeah, that was a case where Johnson and Easter were only about 3 feet apart from one another, and that pass made it seem like they were about 20 feet apart from one another. Got to have some touch on that pass.
Alex Bachman checking into the lineup for Jalen Harrison for the Freedom Eagles. Martinsburg basketball with a 3-point lead, 3:20 to play, quarter number 1. Teddy Marshall running the point, giving to Stobbs, to Jarvis Thurston into the lane. He draws some contact, floats it up a little too strong. Rebound tipped. Bachman controls. Outlet to Kemmerer, ahead to Easter. Slows it down on that left wing to Johnson, driving down the left of the lane. Comes to a stop. Has to turn and give it back out to Easter. Nice defense by the Dogs. Under 3 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Elijah Easter sending on that far wing. That is Anish Kalyan driving down the left baseline. He draws contact and will get a couple of free throws. It looks like that will be on Garrett Stobbs. Now hang on, 2 officials are going to get together and talk about this.
Whether that was in the act of shooting, looked like he was going baseline. So it would not surprise me if that was on the floor or shooting. Again, I think he was in the motion of beginning to shoot, but hadn't quite gone up into that motion yet.
Yep, they are going to call it on Stobbs, his first and the team's first. It was in the act. And Anish Kalyan, a 6'1 senior forward, will head to the line. He went 2 for 2 from the charity stripe for his only 2 points yesterday. First foul shot up and good. 13-11, that Martinsburg advantage. Kalyan looking to cut into that deficit, puts this free throw up, rattles it home. He's 2 for 2 from the line, 13-12. Martinsburg up by 1. Teddy Marshall into the front court. On the wing left side, giving to Telrin Villa in the corner. Out to Jarvis Thurston, deeper on that left wing. His 3 ball off the rim, no good. Nice box out by Kalyan. He's got the rebound. Outlet to Kemmerer into the front court. Stops at the top of the key. To Easter on the far side, off his hand and out of bounds. 6 Eagle turnovers.
And I think in that case, Easter saw a lane on the baseline that he was going to take. Wanted to grab it with one hand, with that right hand, to try to go down with the dribble, and just didn't let it get to his body before he started that movement to the left, leaving that ball behind him going out of bounds.
Teddy Marshall looks to head coach Dave Rogers on the near sideline as he dribbles into the front court, avoids the double team, getting it off to Thurston. His cross court pass tipped, but Stobbs controls, gives down low to Dorn Smith. Smith fouled, going up for the shot. I believe this one's going on Kalyan, even though it was Johnson who came over and ultimately blocked that shot. It is Anish Kalyan's first foul, team's second. Dorn Smith to the charity stripe, just 29% this season, 2 of 7 from the foul line. First one up and good. The Dogs as a team up to 61%. What does it do to you when you shoot 86% from the line? They were a 40% shooting team from the foul line through 3 games, and yesterday that 86% moves their team average up to 61%.
It's the reason they won the game.
Yes.
Flat out was the reason they won the game. When you look at why North Stafford didn't, they couldn't convert at the charity stripe.
Dorn Smith made them both. It's a 15-12 Martinsburg advantage. Jordan Wolin has checked into the lineup. He's got the basketball. He's guarded by Telrinville. A double team comes, gets it to Callion, dribbling from left to right into the lane, kicks out on the right side to Bachman. 3 ball up and good, and don't let Alex Bachman get hot.
18 points yesterday, but all that coming in the first half. Did not score in that second half, and it was the same basket that they shot in the first half yesterday, so see if he still has that success at this end of the floor.
Teddy Marshall down the right side of the lane, couldn't get the shot to go. Johnson clears the rebound, pass down underneath. Callion has his shot blocked, but the loose ball picked up and put in by Robbie Kemmerer. 17-15, the lead for Freedom. Teddy Marshall got that block, but Kemmerer there to get the basket. 5 times we have been tied in this opening quarter. Driving down the right of the lane, Jarvis Thurston puts it up a little too strong. Got the backboard, no rim. Rebound Bachman hands it off to Kemmerer. Quickly into the front court. Sends to Wolin on that far side. Back to Kemmerer. Under a minute to play here in our opening quarter. Nice behind the back dribble for Kemmerer. Gave it down low to Callion out into that left corner, and Wolin with a 3 wouldn't go. Long rebound run down by Jarvis Thurston. He'll go length of the floor and leg it up and in. Nice drive by Thurston. We're tied again, 17-17. Quickly into the front court, the long pass to Bachman on the left wing. 3 ball wouldn't go. Teddy Marshall tips the rebound and eventually able to control. Marshall up the near sideline, stops, pops for 3, off the back iron, and a good box out by Callion. Fighting with him for that rebound was Stubbs, and Callion comes away with it.
And we saw that yesterday, and a much better first half already from the floor for Teddy Marshall, stat-wise. But in that first half yesterday, it seemed like he was forcing an awful lot from behind the arc, and I think that was one of those cases in that last trip up the floor. He forced that 3.
Kemmer penetrating into the lane, forced a pass to Johnson, knocked away, stolen by Martinsburg. Back the other way, Dorn Smith. His floater in the lane, too strong. Rebound to Bachman. Horn sounds, and we will head into quarter number 2. All tied up. 6 ties here in our opening quarter, and after the first 8 minutes, we take a 60-second break with the score 17 apiece.
Shop Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today and find over 150 new and used vehicles to choose from. From gas savers to SUVs to 4-wheel drive trucks, all of the new and most of the pre-owned vehicles come standard with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Now you can drive away with peace of mind knowing your vehicles are covered for life. And the best part about it, there are no service requirements with Miller's, and it's all included to you at no extra cost. That's right, no extra charge, and you're not required to service with us. Just follow the manufacturer's recommendations, and you're covered for life. With great quality vehicles and a great price, you can't miss with Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Our courteous, experienced, and professional staff is waiting to assist you with finding the perfect vehicle that fits all of your needs. Unbeatable deals and excellent financing is right down the road. Stop in today. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 and Kelly Island Road, just east of Martinsburg, or online at MillerChryslerJeep.com. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Welcome back into the field house along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV 10 camera. Eric Sterick at the studio. 17-17. We are all tied up heading into quarter number 2. The ball will belong to the Freedom Eagles right at the midcourt stripe. Ready to trigger it, Jordan Wolin. Martinsburg picking up in that man-to-man. Still looking. Wolin finally able to lob it into the backcourt where Bachman controls. Gives it off to Elijah Easter. Near 5 seconds violation.
It was about 4.8 seconds.
Wolin with it on that far side, giving off to Easter. Down in the corner to Bachman, driving that left baseline. Goes to the right hand, and the scoop shot good. Bachman's got 5 off the bench.
It's a great take by Bachman. Drove with that left hand, then immediately switched right as he got to that low block, and a good finish by the freshman.
Yeah, very talented 6'3" freshman. The Dogs work it to Fowler in the right corner. His three a little too strong, and the rebound caroms out to Easter. Working up the near side, Elijah Easter gets into the lane, sends to Bachman, out top to Johnson. May have gotten away with a travel as he started into the paint. Rolling along the near side, back to Easter on the left wing. His three rolls around the rim, and out Callion the rebound and the putback basket. Boy, he's done a nice job as well. He's got 4 coming off the bench.
Yeah, 2 defenders right there, but nobody boxed out. Callion was able to get that offensive rebound relatively easily and put it right back up with very little contest.
21-17 is now the Freedom advantage. Getting the first 4 points here in this second quarter. Telrin Villa on the left angle, dribbling to his right, pulls up from 16 feet away, shot way too strong. Johnson clears the rebound, works into the front court himself. No one's going to stop him. He's going to take it down the paint, runs right over Kamari and down. No foul called, and Johnson gets the layup.
It's got to be a foul one way or another,
yes.
Right? I mean, there's clear contact made, and a defender hits the deck. I'm not saying that it should have been offense or defense, but there's got to be a call there one way or another.
Teddy Marshall avoiding a double team, dribbling to his left, goes to Fowler on that right wing. De Villa in the corner, 3-ball on the way, gets off the back rim, and a great job as Telrin Villa battles to get the rebound and puts it up and in.
Yeah, 2 guys right there. Luke Fowler also in the area, but Villa grabbed it immediately and immediately hit the dribble and went to the basket, and Johnson finishes on the other end.
Yeah, too easy as they get it to Johnson against Villa. All he had to do was use the left shoulder to shield him away, put it up with the right hand and lay it in. 25-19. Freedom with the lead. Martinsburg with a basketball near backcourt violation. Nice job, Teddy Marshall. Taking that pass from Fowler. Stripped from behind by Easter. Picked up by Callion. His long down the floor pass to Easter, and the layup is good. Cowboy costly Bulldog turnover. Now down 27-19. 5:38 and counting in our first half. And the Dogs fell behind early yesterday. Mounted that late rally, but that's not a formula you really want to continue to rely on.
Yeah, not a habit you want to get into.
Telrin Villa, left side of the floor, dribbling to his right, got into the lane, passed intended for Fowler on that far side, but out of bounds.
You sure that's who it was intended to?
I believe
Two guys in the area. You saw Dorn Smith down in that right corner. I think it could have gone to either one of them, kind of split them on its way out of bounds. Timeout on the floor.
Timeout Martinsburg. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take that 30-second break as well. 5:23 to play in the half, and the Bulldogs trailing 27-19.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Stake claim to the reason they're number one in the college football playoffs. They got the win over Oklahoma, 63-28.
So much for Oklahoma being the best defensive team with the 4 left. Good night. 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, and at least 7 passing touchdowns coming for Burrow. Hell out of the timeout. Bachman from the right side fires and connects on a 3, and Freedom pushes the lead out to 30-19.
And Bachman trying to make that a 4-point play. Hit the deck, and that was he was flopping like a fish on that one.
Yeah, Coach Powers was buying it, though. He was asking the official going by why he didn't get that 4-point opportunity. Kamari and Dow dribbling to his left, gets to the foul line, passing off to Telrin Villa, and we've got a reach-in foul. That one should go against Stanish Kalyan, and that's going to be his second personal. Checking into the Bulldog lineup, Sorel Ngasa. Dow out there, along with Fowler, Smith, and Villa.
Matt Dominic Jones coming into the game for Freedom. He was the player last night. If you didn't catch it, hit 4 consecutive threes in that second half against Spring Mills.
Luke Fowler with it along the near side, tightly guarded by Westball, works his way down to the baseline, left hands it up, but it comes off the back of the iron. Bachman the rebound. Freedom basketball. Kemmerer ahead to Westball in the lane. Double teamed, has to turn and pass it out. Easter on that left wing with it. Dow guarding him to Kemmerer. To Jones, and down in the corner to Bachman, driving that right baseline. Alex Bachman floats it up and in, and he is picked up right where he left off yesterday. You said it, 18 in that first half, and he is lighting it up since he's come in. Kamarian Dow floats one up. Shot wouldn't go. But I believe that was Villa on the tip.
It was Villa on the tip down low.
Yeah, very hard to tell as Villa and Dorn Smith were both there. 32-21, the lead for Freedom. Cutting to the basket down the right side of the lane on the dribble is Robbie Kemmerer. Draws contact, and he'll get a couple of free throws. Foul going on 1-2. Telrin Villa, his first, just the team's second. Kemmerer will step to the line. He was 1 for 2 in yesterday's win against Spring Mills. Scored 3 points. He's already got 4 in the early going of this one, and the foul shot is good for the 6'1 senior. That'll make it 33-21. Second free throw due from Kemmerer. It is up and off the back rim. Jones tips the rebound, battles, and Jones eventually loses it. Kamarian Dow comes away with it. Bulldog basketball. Dow into the front court, a little behind the back dribble. Gives it off to Sorel Ngasa. Driving left baseline, lays it up and in. Nice job, Ngasa, to get to the rim.
Yeah, good job using his body as a shield, kind of keeping the defenders behind him, having a wide open lane on that left side, but Bachman again on the other end.
Yeah, from the left corner. Hits another three, his third since he has come in off the bench. 6, add 4, that's 10 in the quarter and 13 in the half. And we've got a foul on Elijah Easter as Kamarian Dow tried to dribble into the front court for Martinsburg. 36-23. Tell you, Bachman fills his role well, doesn't he? Not in the starting lineup. Maybe he gets that flow of the game from sitting on the bench, but when he comes in, he's got the green light to shoot, and you see why. 2-3 zone defense now applied by Freedom. Dow from straight away, long three up and good for the sophomore guard for Martinsburg.
I think that was the case where Dow didn't see anybody cutting that he wanted to, had a little bit of separation, not an area of the floor you're going to see him take an awful lot of shots from, but was able to knock it down, and now we have a jump ball.
Yes, Sorel Ngasa able to get his hands on it as Robbie Kemmerer made his drive to the basket, and as he tried to pull up for the shot, he couldn't get the ball up because Ngasa was hanging on to it. The held ball gives it to Martinsburg. I've got 8 turnovers now for Freedom. 36-26, a 10-point Eagle lead. Martinsburg trying to cut into the deficit. Good pass down low. Dow getting it to Telrin Villa. He was on the left side of the rim, took a dribble to get to the right side, and as he went up, drew contact. He'll get a couple of free throws. Foul on Lance Johnson. That's key. His second foul was still 2:53 to play in the half. Villa's got 8 points, including 1 of 2 from the line. This foul shot up, and it's good. Another opportunity coming. Westfall's coming in. Johnson's going to sit down with those fouls. Stobbs is back in as Dorn Smith will sit down for Martinsburg. Villa with another free throw opportunity. It's up, it's good. He's into double figures with 10 points. Came in averaging 24 a game, 36-28. Martinsburg within 8.
22 will keep that average up in that general area like he had yesterday.
Yeah. Ngasa with good defense on Kemmerer, who passes along the left side to Easter, and the 3 ball up and good. Elijah Easter knocks it down.
Yeah, and Easter could have sat there and propped a 10 up with the amount of time he had to set and shoot that 3.
We've got a whistle and we'll have a foul, and the personal will go on Elijah Easter, picking up his second as he is called for the blocking foul, trying to guard Kamarian Dow. Dow got that off
Dow
extended.
Used that chicken wing a little bit.
Yeah, Coach Justin Powers talking about that with one of our officials. Dow takes the inbounds, nobody stops, and drives right down the middle of the lane, and the floater is up and good. Dow's got 5 off the bench. 39-30, Dogs within 9. Kemmerer a little behind the back dribble, but can't get away from Ngasa. Gives it off to Elijah Easter, guarded by Kamarian Dow. Easter sending to Jones on the near side, penetrating to the basket, shot a little too strong. Rebound corralled by Sutherland, who's out there for Martinsburg. He'll give it off to Dow. Into the front court, Dow all the way into the lane. A ton of contact. Dow goes down, no foul called. It's a turnover. Kemmerer the other way. His pass to Jones, off his hands and out of bounds. Martinsburg will get it.
They're letting them play tonight, Matt.
Holy cow. The college football playoff has started here at the field house with all that contact.
That second college football playoff game should be kicking off at any time, right?
No, it's 8:21 right now, but I don't have anything yet. It said the kickoff was at 8 o'clock, so I'll refresh my phone and we'll keep up with it as we go. Telrin Villa, right of the lane, takes the feed from Sutherland, splits a double team, draws contact, and again, Telrin Villa going to get to the foul line as the foul goes on number 1, Robbie Kemmerer, his first. 17 fouls now for the Eagles. Villa 3 of 4 from the line, 10 points in this first half. Foul shot on the way, it is up and it is good. 39-31, the Dogs back within 8. Second free throw attempt, it is up and it is good as well. 39-32, Martinsburg down by 7, a minute and a half to play in our first half. Kemmerer into the front court, sending to Bachman on that left wing, to Wolin in the corner. Kamari and Dow guarding him, and we've got a whistle and a foul away from the ball. That foul's going to be called on Sutherland, battling for position underneath. They're going to call him for holding Nicholas Westfall.
This is something we said last night. The whistles that are being blown, I don't think are nearly as forceful as the ones that probably should have been blown.
Yeah.
And that's got to be 5 seconds.
And there it is. 5-second violation as Wolin could not find anyone open to be able to get the ball inbounds. And I now have 10 turnovers committed by Freedom, and yet they have a 7-point lead. 14:50 to play, so the game just getting underway between Ohio State and Clemson. Obviously no score. Kamari and Dow on that far side trying to pass to Sutherland as it tipped out of bounds. Almost dribbled himself into a double team. Coach Rogers hollering from the other end of the floor about just that. Cyril Ngasa triggering the inbounds, gets it to Stobbs in that right corner. Back out top to Ngasa. Dribbles down to that right baseline, passes back out intended for Dow, but there's Harrison with the steal. Harrison going to take it to the basket himself, lays it up a little too strong. Sutherland bangs it off the backboard, and the rebound controlled by Kamari and Dow.
And Wolin was right there. I was half expecting Harrison to maybe go behind the back at some point. Hitting the deck is Kamari and Dow, and he's going to get called with the travel.
Yeah, Kamari and Dow got his feet a little tangled up with a defender, hit the deck, and they call that walk. That's 8 Bulldog turnovers. 51.9 seconds left in the first half. 39-32, lead at 7 for Freedom.
Well, it's been a very quick moving first half.
Hey, knock on some wood there.
Hey, I got no problem sitting here calling basketball all night.
40 seconds and counting. On that far side of the floor, Harrison with it, dribbles out towards the center circle, sending to Kemmerer on this right wing. To Westfall at the top of the key. Back around to Wolin on that far side. Sutherland comes out on him, and we've got Sutherland with a push.
It wasn't a push. You can maybe call body contact, but his hands were completely up. It's not a push.
Right, I'm not sure I like that one either. He was trying to force the man to the sideline.
Yeah, his feet were continuing to move. There was no contact with the hands at all. It was body-on-body contact, but not in a forceful way at all. I don't agree with that call. I'm with you, Matt.
Sutherland picks up his second foul. Freedom inbounds, and the clock winds. 17, 16, and 15. Kemmerer with it on that far side. Dribbles to the foul line, picks up the dribble. Gives to Wolin on that left wing. Back to Kemmerer, feeding the center circle. Cyril Ngasa comes out to pick him up there. Down to 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and a desperation shot from the left wing in front of the three-point arc, and air ball in wide right. And that is how the first half will come to a close. Nice defense by Martinsburg on that last possession. We'll go into the locker room at the half with Martinsburg down by 7. Back with our halftime activities. Your score, it's Freedom 39, Martinsburg 32.
I'd like to remind everybody to please stick around at the conclusion of this game.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
Who has hosted our hospitality room both nights.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, it certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Eric Sterick back at the studio. Matt, quarter number one, tight, nip and tuck, back and forth, 6 ties, 2 apiece, 4 apiece, 6 apiece, 10-10, 15-15. At the end of one, it was 17-17. Freedom, though, a 6-0 run to open that second quarter, stretching out a lead that eventually got to double digits. Martinsburg battles back, and here at the intermission, the Dogs are down by 7.
I think the one thing you look at is inopportune turnovers. They've come at the worst time possible for Martinsburg, and it's allowed Freedom to go on the little runs they've had to have the lead they do now at 7, but it's allowed them to get those double-digit leads at really inopportune times for Martinsburg. But Martinsburg's battled back. They've stayed in the ball game. Again, they've gotten contributions from, looking at my stats here, 6 guys in the first half, 6 for both team actually in the score book for us right now. So a lot of different guys getting involved for both teams, and Martinsburg's staying in it. We knew this was probably going to be a tight game throughout, and still a single-digit deficit, and Martinsburg's shown they can hang tough in second halves this year, and especially yesterday coming back from the deficit they had yesterday. So I think that where they are right now, you're still in a pretty good shape if you're the Dogs.
Martinsburg down by 7 at the intermission. Hey, not as bad as yesterday. They were down by 13 at the half. Rallied to get the win. We'll see if they can make a second half comeback in this one as well. On the other side of the break, we'll take a look at what happened in game 1 of tournament play today and see what else is going on around the Panhandle in boys basketball as we continue with the Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show. At the intermission, your score, Freedom 39, Martinsburg 32.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
We welcome you back into the field house, continuing with our Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show. And Matt, as we take a look back to game 1 of today's tournament, it was, a lopsided victory for North Stafford over Spring Mills as the Cardinals struggled to handle the basketball.
Yeah, they did. A lot of turnovers, especially when you look at that second half. It was a 21-6 game after one. Spring Mills, their best showing, I think, of the tournament so far was that second quarter. Got the deficit back to within 7, 31-24 rather, going into that halftime break. And then the third and fourth quarter, they came out completely flat, and North Stafford did a very good job in that second half. 50-29 after the third. Final score in that one, 77-51. Daniel Wingfield led the way for Spring Mills with 12 points and finishing with 28. Javon Swin, he has had one heck of a tournament so far.
No doubt he will be on the all-tournament team. With the victory, North Stafford now 2-2. With the loss, Spring Mills falls to 3-3. Elsewhere, we know Hedgesville taking part at a tournament in Charleston, South Carolina. We believe they are in action right now in the winner's bracket in that 8-team tournament. So they won yesterday to stay in that winner's bracket. Musselman suffering their first loss yesterday yesterday against Wheeling Park, 61-42. The Applemen 2-1. They were playing Grafton late this afternoon. Haven't gotten any updates or scores on that one. Meanwhile, Washington fell at James Wood in the opener of a tournament in Winchester yesterday, 58-48. So Washington 1-2 heading into play on day 2 of that tournament today. And there was a freshman tournament that was held on Thursday and Friday up at Kaiser, and both Martinsburg and Spring Mills taking part, and those two teams both going 2-0 in that tournament as both teams remain undefeated. The Spring Mills freshman boys 4-0, while the Martinsburg freshman boys are 3-0 on the season. We are at the intermission. Martinsburg trailing by 7, 39-32. Freedom with the lead. We'll run the numbers from the first half after this 60-second break. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNRN TV 10.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Well, time to take a look at the numbers from the first half. They're brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Accountable, ethical, responsible. Learn more at folk4wv.com. Paid for by Michael Folk for Governor. Matt, as we take a look at the individual numbers, what do you got?
Who do you want to start with? Let's start with Martinsburg. I'm going to make that decision for you. 5 points for Marion Dow, 6 for Doran Smith, 12 for Telrinville. That was after 4 in the first quarter, so 8 in that second quarter of action. 2 for Cyril Ngasa, 5 for Teddy Marshall, and 2 for Jarvis Thurston. Going over to Freedom, leading the way for the Eagles is Alex Bachman. Once again, a good first half. He's got 13 other individual scores, that is. Robbie Kemmerer has 5 in the first half, 4 for Jalen Harrison, 7 for Elijah Easter. Number 20, Lance Johnson, has 6, and Anish Akalian has 4. And that wraps up your individual numbers for both sides for that first half.
Team numbers: Freedom knocked down 4 threes. Martinsburg hit 3 from beyond the arc. The Bulldogs 7 of 8 from the foul line. That's 88%, continuing the hot free throw shooting that had them go 25 for 29 in that win last night. Meanwhile, Freedom 3 of 4 from the line. That is 75%. Martinsburg committed 4 fouls in the first half. Pretty cleanly played game. They also let them be a little physical at times. Freedom committing 7 personal fouls. Martinsburg, get this, I got the Dogs at only 8 rebounds in the first half, and Freedom at only 14. Both of these teams really have gotten some good looks and, made their shots. Meanwhile, 10 turnovers for Freedom, just 8 turnovers for Martinsburg. And that is a look at your first half numbers, brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Find out more online at folk4wv.com. Well, if you missed it earlier, LSU whipped up on Oklahoma in Game 1 of the college football playoffs. 63-28 was the final. Game 2 underway, and with 11:02 to play in quarter number 1, Ohio State has a 3-0 lead. Clemson has the football at the Ohio State 46-yard line.
I still think Clemson takes that game. I think it's going to be LSU and Clemson. Easy for me to say LSU at this point, but I think it's going to be them facing Clemson, although it's hard to go against what Ohio State's done this year. I think a much tougher schedule, but I don't know how much different this Clemson team is than what they were last year, and still a very, very good undefeated football team. And ACC is still a Power 5 conference. Whether it's down or not, you're getting quality quality opponents week in and week out.
Well, and certainly the thing you'd like to see, they're the defending national champion. Let's see them against LSU and see what that matchup looks like. That championship game, by the way, a Monday, January 13th. Well, Freedom gets the basketball to get the second half started. A near 5-second violation on the inbounds. Eventually, Kimmerer gets it to Westfall. Freedom in the white uniforms, black lettering, little gold trim. Shooting at the basket now to our left. The Dogs in the black uniforms, orange lettering and white trim. They'll shoot at the hoop to our right. Johnson at the high post, guarded by Tel Renvilla. Holds on to that basketball. Spins, puts it on the floor, takes it down the right side of the lane, shoots it up and puts it in. Nice move, Lance Johnson, the 6'6 senior. 41-32. Freedom out in front. Stobbs in front of the Bulldog bench. Giving out top to Marshall. To Dorn Smith on that left wing beyond the arc. To Jarvis Thurston at the top of the key. Both of these teams working back to their starting lineups. Thurston on the near side, giving it off to Teddy Marshall directly in front of that Bulldog bench. Out top to Dorn Smith. Smith driving to the basket, underhand scoop shot, good. Nice drive by Dorn Smith. 41-34. Dogs again within 7. A minute gone by in our second half. Easter in the front court, guarded by Marshall. Passes on that far wing to Harrison. Westfall with it now at the top of the key, sending near side to Easter, and we get, a touch foul called on Jarvis Thurston just a tad late, trying to cut into that passing lane, made contact with Easter. First on Thurston. Teams first here in this second half. Easter triggering the inbounds. Bounces to Kemmerer. Dogs switch up defensively. Tel Renvilla now on the 6'1 senior guard. Pass comes near side. Harrison's got it. Gives it back to Kemmerer at the top of the key. Dribbles to the foul line. Pulls up from 15 feet and knocks it down. 43-34. Freedom pushes that lead back out. Stobbs on the right wing to Dorn Smith at the top of the key. Puts it on the floor in a traveling violation.
I got those feet moving before he put that ball back on the deck, and something that he doesn't do often is turn the ball over. Usually pretty sure-handed with the basketball, and again, we talk about this. Haven't seen that a whole lot tonight from outside with his shots, but still one of the best at following his shots that I've ever seen at the high school level.
Smith's got 8 points, right at his average of 8.3 a game, as a season high of 18. Kemmerer penetrating into the lane, passes to Westfall beyond the arc on the right side. 6'5 senior, not going to shoot it out there. He's more of an inside presence. Gives it off to Easter from the right wing. His long jumper, I think it was a 2, off the mark, and Thurston the rebound. Quick baseball pass down the floor. He got it to Tel Renvilla. They'll call Villa with the offensive foul as he tried that Euro step to his left and made contact with Elijah Easter. Easter hit the deck, and Villa has his second.
Made contact with Easter. Maybe I'm wrong. There was 3 bodies down there. I thought Easter's right foot was still moving. So an interesting call again. There was a couple of bodies down there, so 6 legs total, but thought for sure that Easter's right leg was still moving, trying to get in position. I thought that was a great move by Villa back to the inside of the paint.
Easter with it beyond the arc on that right side. Bounces a pass intended for Johnson, and we've got, a push and a foul on Martinsburg. Teddy Marshall got his fingers on it, but they're going to call Garrett Stobbs underneath with a push. For some of the physical play we've seen, now we're going to start getting ticky-tacky a little bit, I think, in this third quarter. Kemmerer dribbling from the right wing with that left hand into the lane, and the underhand scoop shot's good. He's got 9 points. 45-34. Freedom with the lead. Martinsburg with the ball. Teddy Marshall picks up the dribble, sends it off on that far wing over the head of Dorn Smith, but Jarvis Thurston, Johnny on the spot to pick it up. Now Thurston losing control of the dribble, and we're going to get a timeout or a held ball. Jalen Harrison, 5'9 senior for Freedom, diving in there to get his hands on it along with Jarvis Thurston.
Yeah, Jarvis Thurston trying to call the timeout, but never had possession while he was trying to call a timeout. Good heads-up play by Thurston, but it wasn't going to get that call with that full possession of the basketball going for that scrum.
Good news is they did have the possession arrow. Remember, it was Freedom who got the ball to start the second half. So the Dogs maintained possession. Luke Fowler's out there. He's got it on that left wing beyond the arc. Westfall guarding him, and a reach-in foul now on Nicholas Westfall.
Yeah, that's one Westfall's going to want back. You're guarding Fowler, who has put up a couple of threes over the last 2 days, but not a guy that you necessarily have to worry about from beyond the arc, and to make that a foul with Fowler moving away from the basket, that's one that Westfall's going to want back.
45-34, Freedom with the lead. Teddy Marshall dribbling down the right side of the lane. Stops at the baseline, gives to Telrin Villa. Villa on that right wing takes it to the basket. His shot didn't go. Following on the play, Dorn Smith, and he lays it in. 45-36, Martinsburg drawing closer, and a traveling violation on Elijah Easter as he worked into the front court, got to the foul line. A little hesitation what he was going to do with it, and took the extra step.
Now Easter wanted to go right, realized there was nothing there, took that extra step, hoping nobody would notice going to the left, but I don't think it'd be possible with the entire gym screaming travel and nobody really around Easter just inside the foul line.
Did anybody see that?
Easter was hoping not.
Fowler with it on that left wing, works a pass low post left side to Dorn Smith, and again we get a whistle and a foul, and that foul is on 1-0, and that's Easter on the reach-in. He's kind of faded down the side of the paint to give some help defense to Lance Johnson, and Easter has his third. He'll come out, and in comes Bachman. Maybe you lose a little ball handling there, but you gain points as Bachman can light it up. Johnson ties his shoe, and we're ready to go again. Luke Fowler with the inbounds to Teddy Marshall along that left baseline. Gives to Fowler in the left corner. Out top to Stobbs. Guarded there by Harrison. To Telrin Villa in the right corner. His three ball on the way. It's off the mark. No good, and a battle for the rebound. And let's see what we're going to get. Wow. We get a foul on Lance Johnson as he and Telrin Villa were going after that loose ball on the long rebound beyond the arc here on the right side of the floor. Johnson's going to pick up his third. Johnson's going to have to sit down as Anish Kalyan comes back in. Yeah, not sure I saw that.
Johnson was just running for the basketball. Any contact was completely incidental.
Inbounds coming to Teddy Marshall on this wing right side. Tries a little shake and bake. And now we get a double dribble call.
Was that a double dribble or was that a carry call?
No, he put the
I had the back of the official.
45-36, Dogs turn it over. Their 11th of the ball game. Under 4 minutes to play, quarter number 3. Kemmerer on the right wing. Starts a move. Has the ball knocked away. Again, there's some contact there. No foul called. Teddy Marshall helping to stop that drive. Kemmerer to Westfall beyond the arc on the right wing. To Kalyan between the circles. Back to Kemmerer on the left side of the floor. Out top, Harrison's got it behind the screen. Sends to Bachman on the right wing. Kalyan's got it on the right side of the floor. Out top to Kemmerer. Three ball on the way up and good. Boy, Kemmerer has 7 points in this quarter. 12 in the ball game.
Only had 3 yesterday, and those came with 1 basket and 1 from the stripe in the second half of yesterday's game against Spring Mills, so he's playing much better today, at least on the stat sheet, than he was yesterday.
And the Dogs right now struggling to score. Came in averaging 70 a ball game, have been held to no fewer than 63 in a game, and right now just 36 points. Garrett Stobbs deep on the left wing, bumped and fouled. Jalen Harrison, the 5'9" senior guard, has his first, and the team's, third. Dogs with 4 fouls so far in this. Martinsburg has only 3. That's the 4th team foul on Freedom. Oh, bad pass, Teddy Marshall trying to get it to Telrin Villa. Kalyan with the steal, but then the shot blocked by Teddy Marshall, and we've got a very late whistle and a foul. Teddy Marshall had already hit the deck, fallen to the ground, was sliding out of bounds when we finally get the whistle. I'm questioning a lot of what's going on in this second half.
Kalyan is already working his way back up to play defense at the other end.
I don't get it. Free throw off the mark, no good.
Hey, what did they say? Ball doesn't lie.
Kalyan will get another opportunity. He has scored 4 points so far tonight. That came in the first half. Got his first point of this second half as he makes 1 of 2. 49-36, Dogs down by 13. 2:50 and counting, quarter number 3. Martinsburg's got to find some life somewhere. Teddy Marshall on the right wing. Sends to Stobbs. Stobbs working into the lane. His short floater, an air ball. Not sure if it got deflected or not. Kemmerer comes away with it.
Forced shot by Garrett Stobbs. Didn't need to take that. Had the defense drawn in and probably could have kicked it out.
Kalyan dribbling from left to right. Loses the basketball out near the midcourt stripe. We will get a held ball as Stobbs dives in to get it. I believe it was Harrison. Kalyan there as well. One of the two had their hand on the ball along with Stobbs. Held ball stays with Freedom. nearly a turnover. Martinsburg could use one of those.
I think they could use more than one.
They've scored just 4 points so far in this third quarter. It's not been a good quarter. Kemmerer penetrating into the lane, switches to the right hand on the shot, and we've got a whistle and a foul. 2 free throws are coming as that shot bounced off the rim. Personal on Telrin Villa. That's going to be his third foul.
And Kemmerer getting a lot of confidence in his game. Again, didn't have the best game yesterday, but at that point position, feeling a lot more comfortable. You can just tell him the style and the amount that he's driving to the basket.
Free throw up, it is good. He's 2 for 3 from the foul line tonight. Hey, there's 8 minutes, 35 seconds to play in the Ohio State and Clemson College football playoff matchup, and Ohio State now has a 10-0 lead over the Clemson Tigers. 50-36. Freedom out in front. Villa going to get a breather. Kamarian Dow onto the floor for Martinsburg. Kemmerer's second foul shot. Rattles around but drops through. 51-36. That lead now out to 15. 2 minutes to play, quarter number 3. Teddy Marshall on that left wing gives it off to Luke Fowler. Out top to Dorn Smith, back to Fowler. To Stobbs, right side 3 on the way, short off the rim. You can see it as it left his hand. Dorn Smith the rebound. He gives it out top to Marshall. His 3 off the mark, and Wolin grabs the rebound back the other way. Here comes Freedom. Boy, Martinsburg struggling from the floor. Kemmerer driving into the lane. Nice bounce feed. Got it to Westfall. Got away with a travel. Missed the shot. Rebound run down in the right corner, but off the hands of Anish Kalyan. And that will go to Martinsburg.
Yeah, Westfall, I think, thought he was a lot closer to the basket than he was. Got a nifty pass and never put the ball on the deck and started running towards the basket. They got away with 3 or 4 steps.
51-36, Freedom in front. Taking it to the Dogs here in this third quarter. Kamarian Dow sending to Marshall on the right wing in front of the Bulldog bench. Kemmerer guards him. Marshall backs it out on that dribble. Now starts towards that baseline. Gets right of the paint. Turns, passes out top to Fowler. Again to Marshall on that right wing. Dribbles down to the baseline. Pulls up from 15 feet away. Shot is short. Kemmerer the rebound. Leads the break with a lob pass down the floor. Bachman to the hoop. His underhand scoop shot short. Rebound tipped out. Fowler controls quickly the other way. Teddy Marshall to the basket. Ball knocked away by Wolin, and the loose ball will be picked up by Kemmerer.
Good defense on fast breaks on both ends, and that's going to be a travel.
Yep, travel in the backcourt as Kemmerer took the extra step before that long down the floor pass.
It wasn't quite an extra step. He was trying to get the ball out, and I think hit one hand on the way. So, yes, it was an extra step. That's what makes it a travel.
Right.
But it wasn't necessarily he had picked the ball up and was continuing to go. He had it stuck on one hand trying to get out, which caused that extra step.
Hate it when that happens. And neither team able to find the bottom of the net in the last couple of minutes. Kamarian Dow into the front court for the Bulldogs to Garrett Stobbs, driving in on the right angle, gets into a double team, gives out to Dow. Dow passing in the paint to Dorn Smith, and Smith called with a travel. Yeah, Smith couldn't quite hold his ground, got bumped a little bit, and that pivot foot slid.
Yeah, if you try to spin different directions multiple times, that tends to happen. And he started going to his right looking for a lane, then went back to the left looking for his lane, and the momentum, I think, just carried and picked that pivot foot up.
I would not know that. I get dizzy after the first spin. Harrison with it beyond the arc on the left wing, guarded there by Dorn Smith. Jess Sutherland checking back into the Bulldog lineup. Olin with it now on that right sideline. Working back to Jones, who's out there, Dominic Jones. He's guarded by Sutherland. He'll back it out, sending to Kalyan. Around to Harrison on that right wing. 18 seconds to play here in our third quarter. 15 points, the lead for Freedom. Harrison dribbling to his right, cuts back to his left. Good, a switch defense as Dorn Smith cut him off at the top of the key. The pass went to Kalyan on the right wing, and as he drives to the basket, his scoop shot off the mark, but he'll get 2 free throws. Foul goes on 2-2. Jess Sutherland, it's his third. 5.9 to play in the third quarter. Anish Kalyan has made 3 of 4 from the foul line. He's got 5 points on the night. Free throw up, and it's good. They have gone 4 of 5 from the line here in this third period. And makes them 7 of 9 now in the ball game. Good free throw shooting for both of these teams. Foul shot on the way, and it's good. Callion got them both. 53-36, inbounds to Dow, passing down the floor, looking for Luke Fowler, and it's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay Martinsburg basketball. They will inbound on the near sideline in front of the Bulldog bench. 2.3 ticks left.
Garrett Stobbs is going to inbound. Don't be surprised if it's a quick give and go and trying to get Stobbs an open three after the inbound. See what the play call is here.
Pass goes out top to Kamari, and Dow wanted to shoot the three, lost it. It's grabbed by Wolin, and his half-court shot at the buzzer is wide to the left, and 3 quarters in the books. We'll be back with quarter number 4. Martinsburg rallied yesterday. They're going to have to rally again today as the Dogs trail 53-36.
Shop Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today and find over 150 new and used vehicles to choose from. From gas savers to SUVs to four-wheel drive trucks, all of the new and most of the pre-owned vehicles come standard with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Now you can drive away with peace of mind knowing your vehicles are covered for life. And the best part about it, there are no service requirements with Miller's, and it's all included to you at no extra cost. That's right, no extra charge, and you're not required to service with us. Just follow the manufacturer's recommendations, and you're covered for life. With great quality vehicles and a great price, you can't miss with Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Our courteous, experienced, and professional staff is waiting to assist you with finding the perfect vehicle that fits all of your needs. Unbeatable deals and excellent financing is right down the road. Stop in today. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 and Kelly Island Road, just east of Martinsburg, or online at MillerChryslerJeep.com. Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Back at the studio, our engineer Eric Sterick. On site, our cameraman is John Alderton, and we are headed to quarter number 4. Kamari and Dow in the front court for Martinsburg, throws it away. It's a steal for Bachman, down the floor to Jones, and the layup good, counted, and there'll be a foul as well. That foul will go on Garrett Stobbs. It's going to be his 3rd personal. Jones' first 2 of the ball game, and the 6'1" junior. He likes the 4th quarter, right?
He does. Hit 4 consecutive threes in the 4th quarter yesterday. That time decided to take it to the rim, and Garrett Stobbs trying to play defense, just couldn't get out of the way. I think he took the brunt of that contact. Looked like he came up scratching his ear and the side of his head a little bit. I think he took a hip or a knee to the side of that head a little bit on the way up by Jones.
Jones with the foul shot completes that 3-point play, his first points of the night, and it's 56-36. Martinsburg now down by 20. They did not get this far behind yesterday when they mounted that rally.
And you just wonder how much gas they have left in the tank after that comeback yesterday.
Well, maybe they've got some. Luke Fowler, the 6'4" sophomore, deep from the left side, cans a 3, cuts it to 56-39. Now the Dogs need to stop.
I made the statement earlier that he's not necessarily one of those guys you have to step out on, and I may have to retract that statement after he pulled up there.
Elijah Easter into the front court, giving to Jones on that right wing. Fowler guarding him. Jones goes by him to the basket and fouled by Jess Sutherland. 4th foul on Sutherland. And that's going to send Jones back to the line where he completed a 3-point play just moments ago. That's 4 fouls now on Sutherland, and Teddy Marshall going to have to come back in off the bench. Marshall's had a tough night, averaging 17 a game. Had a season and career high 24 yesterday, just 5 tonight. Shot up, shot good. Jones makes the first of his 2 foul shots. Marshall checks in for Sutherland. 57-39. The current advantage for Freedom. Still plenty of time, 7-11 left. Dogs went on a 21-4 run yesterday to close it out and get the win. Gonna need something like that in this one. Second foul shot good, so it's 58-39. Stobbs comes out, and Austin Reed checks in now for Martinsburg. Teddy Marshall takes the inbounds. Waiting for him at the midcourt stripe is Jalen Harrison. Fowler with it on that left wing, guarded by Jones. Sends to Dorn Smith on this right wing, and a traveling violation on Dorn Smith. Again, I didn't see it. 16 Bulldog turnovers, 8 in the first half, 8 now in the second half.
I don't think Dorn Smith liked that call a whole lot either. See the frustration
visible on him at this point in the game.
58-39, the lead for Freedom. Easter with it. Around the screen set by Johnson, splits the double team, gets it back to Johnson from the high post. He'll send to Jones on that right side, drives it down, shoots it up too strong. Battle for the rebound out of bounds off of Dominic Jones. So Martinsburg will get the team rebound as though inbound, length of the floor to go. Letting that ball bounce up to the midcourt stripe is Teddy Marshall. Now picks it up, guarded by Kemmerer. Pass comes near side to Reed, out beyond the arc. Reed with a couple of dribbles. Bounces low post right side to Dorn Smith. He puts it up as he turned baseline, but way too strong. Harris in the backside rebound. Quickly into the front court to Jones. Skip pass from right to left to Easter. He'll drive down to the baseline, feeds underneath, and fouled on the play is Lance Johnson. He'll go to the line for two, and I believe Fowler going to pick up that one.
All right, now this looks like Martinsburg's walking in quicksand.
Yeah.
They're about a step behind every play that Freedom is making, every drive they're making. Freedom still looks very fresh in the lower body, and Martinsburg, again, just about a step behind every time they drive or make a pass.
Foul shot short off the iron for Lance Johnson. He's got 8 points. Johnson yesterday finished with 10, including 1 of 2 from the line. Gets a second free throw. Here it comes, and it rattles off the back rim, no good. Rebound knocked all the way out beyond the arc, right in front of the bench where Jones corrals it. Gives it off to Elijah Easter. Penetrates into the lane and banks it in over Austin Reed. 60-39. Freedom out in front. Looks like they're ready to pick up their 5th win in 6 games. They are feeling it right now as Kemmerer steals the pass. Stops intended for Marshall, and Kemmerer to the basket lays it in. The Bulldogs now with 17 turnovers, 62-39, and Freedom putting on a little token pressure. The Dogs break it.
And right now, still impressive. They have the energy to keep up that pressure, but doesn't look like they're missing a step at this point in the game at all. And you can tell, even in the shots right now, that Martinsburg's energy is not there. That one well short off the arm of Telrin Villa.
Yeah, Telrin Villa got into the lane from about 14 feet away, couldn't get it to go. Back the other way, Harrison shot short off the iron, but the rebound for Lance Johnson and the putback basket. 3-point opportunity coming as we get a foul on the Bulldogs, maybe on Austin Reed, and it is. This one is getting away fast from these Bulldogs. 39 points, all they have with 5:28 left in this one. 4 points in that third quarter. They scored just 3 here in the fourth quarter, so 7 second half points is it. 65-39. Remember, it was a 39-32 game at the half? Seems like so long ago. Telrin Villa taking a bounce feed from Fowler, low post left side, spins to his right into the lane, draws contact and rattles it home. As the foul goes on Lance Johnson, it'll be his 4th personal. Telrin Villa will go to the line to complete a 3-point play.
And Villa's first points of this second half, again just 4 in that third quarter for the entire team. And so far it's been Luke Fowler and Villa in this fourth quarter.
Dorn Smith had the only 2 buckets to score those 4 points in that third quarter.
Yes, we talked about, or I mentioned at the half, the amount of contributors that each side had. And so far in the second half, only 3 contributors in the score sheet for Martinsburg as Villa misses that foul shot.
Rebound to Elijah Easter into the front court, gives to Kemmerer, penetrates into the lane to Harrison from the right corner. His 3 rattles out, no good. Telrin Villa grabs the rebound, and Kemmerer will be called for the foul as he reached in from behind, slapping down and knocking that ball away from Villa. Second foul on Kemmerer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16 fouls on Freedom. Martinsburg already with 10 fouls.
And looking at the Freedom bench, head coach Justin Powers telling his team, hey, at this point in the game with the lead you have, you don't need to try to pick the pocket that far away from the basket. Play smart, pointing to 2 fingers to his head to make sure you're making the smart play.
Low post right side, Telrin Villa spun to his left, got into the lane. That shot deflected by Westfall and back the other way. Here comes Freedom. Kemmerer to Harrison from the left corner, and it should be a travel as he took that step backwards to try to get beyond the arc. That'll be 3 turnovers for Freedom in the second half, 13 in the ball game. Teddy Marshall working into the front court on the dribble for the Bulldogs. Sending to Stobbs on that left wing. Passing off intended for Villa, who got bumped by Nicholas Westfall, and we do get a late whistle, but Westfall has a second foul. By the way, down to 2:46 remaining in quarter number 1 in the college football playoff. Ohio State still with that 10-0 lead. Clemson has it at their own 42. 65-41. Freedom with the advantage here. Head coach Dave Rogers a little frustrated talking to some of the guys on the bench.
Gave it away, the screams we could hear from up here?
Yeah, that kind of caught my attention. Tilron Villa at the line, missing the free throw, front end of the 1-and-1, and the rebound to Dominic Jones. Gives the outlet to Kemmerer. 6'1" senior. He's got some thickness to him. Handles the ball well, can take contact. We've got a whistle and a foul away from the ball.
It was only a matter of time. Luke Fowler and Dominic Jones were battling for position down low, and okay, so it's going to be on both. Yeah, they were both battling for position. I was going to be interested to see if it was just one, who they were going to call it on. Interesting to see the double foul. You'd think one contact would have to come first, but they were battling for position. I figured it was only a matter of time before the whistle blew.
With the double foul, no free throws taken, and the inbounds for Freedom. Elijah Easter from the left side for 3. It hits the rim, the top of the backboard, the rim again, and the rebound controlled by Fowler. Quick outlet ahead to Teddy Marshall. Marshall on the left wing pulls up 15-footer, rolls around the rim and out. Westfall grabs the rebound.
It's one of those nights for Martinsburg.
Yeah. Dominic Jones on the angle left side, drives to the basket, shot did not go. Luke Fowler tried to draw a charge, really no contact. He fell, may have caused a distraction, and back the other way. Teddy Marshall down the right side of the lane, fouled as he goes for the shot. It comes off the backboard and the rim, and we got a couple of free throws coming as Westfall has his third. 65-41. Freedom in command with 3:34 left. Teddy Marshall's free throw up and good. Marshall now with 6 points, a 71% foul shooter, 12 of 17. Yesterday went 10 of 11 in his 24-point performance in the come-from-behind win against North Stafford.
With that foul shot, his first points of this second half. Now has 2 as he connects in the second.
Yeah, there's not been a lot of scoring in this second half. 1, 2, 3, 4 players have scored in the second half. Smith has 4, Villa has 2, Marshall has 2, and Fowler hit a 3. Double team in the backcourt. Callion takes the pass from Kemmerer down the floor to Elijah Easter. Shot blocked from behind by Reed, but there's Callion to grab that loose ball out of the air and put it up and in. That's just great hustle.
And Callion being very good on the offensive boards, getting those offensive rebounds and second chance points tonight. I believe that's their 4 or 6 second chance points he has.
Callion has 9 points in the ball game. Nearing 3 minutes left. Garrett Stobbs on the right side of the floor, dribbling into the lane, puts up that short shot with the left hand. It caroms in and out and goes out of bounds, apparently off of Westfall. Martinsburg basketball.
From our angle, it didn't look like it could have gone off Westfall. Martinsburg will take it. I'm sure the Martinsburg faithful here will take it, but from our angle, I don't know about you, it didn't look like it could have gone off Westfall.
Reed takes the inbounds in the left corner, drives down the baseline and floats it up and in. Austin Reed has his first 2. 67-45. Freedom in front. Under 2 minutes to play. And Westfall with a baseball pass down the floor to Easter. He'll give it off to Wolin. Right back to Easter. His shot rattles in and out. No good.
Great pass by Wolin, though. It's a shame Easter couldn't finish.
Back the other way. Here come the Bulldogs. Garrett Stobbs into the lane. His floater hits off the back of the rim. Sutherland there. Grabs the rebound. Feeds underneath to Luke Fowler. And Fowler is fouled as he goes up for the shot. Jordan Wolin will pick up his first. 5'7" junior guard. Now has 1 foul. That is 10 team fouls now for each team. So it is the double bonus the rest of the way with 2:31 left. Fowler last night with 7 seconds left calmly stepped to the line and drained a pair that made it a 2-possession game, and Martinsburg beat North Stafford 78-74. Sophomore puts this foul shot through. Second free throw up, it's good as well. He's got 5. 67-47. Freedom with the lead in the ball, and Kemmerer a traveling violation at the midcourt stripe as he was hauling in a pass that was a little high, kind of had to tip it to himself, and that led to the extra step.
Yeah, and I think that was his argument. Looked at an official going, how is that a travel? Never had possession. When you're tipping it to yourself and there's no contact with anybody else made, that's still a travel.
Yeah, tried to win that all the way down the floor.
Yeah.
Tipping the ball to yourself while you just keep running, and they'll call the travel every time. Stops from straight away. 3 off the mark. Reed tips the rebound. Kalyan controls. Freedom basketball and a foul in the backcourt right underneath of the basket as Cyril Ngasa tried to reach in and strip Kalyan, and he'll go to the line for 2. 2:09 to play. 67-47, the 20-point lead for Freedom. Martinsburg's 3-game winning streak looks like it will be snapped. They'll fall to 3-2 on the season. Freedom will improve to 6-4. They'll pick up 5 wins in their last 6 games after a bit of a slow start. Kalyan's free throw up and good. Boy, has he had a night from the line. 2, 4, 6, 7. 6 makes in 7 free throw attempts. He's into double figures with 10.
Talk about a night at the line. A night in general. Only had 2 points last night, and both those came from the line.
Free throw up, free throw good. He's got great form. You can tell he's practiced those a lot. 30-second timeout. It's being taken by the Eagles. Let's take the 30-second break as well. 2:09 to play, and it's 69-47. Freedom in front.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
2:09 left in this one. Martinsburg basketball. Kamari and Dow into the front court, dribbling into the lane, feeds to a cutter, and that's Luke Fowler down the right baseline who takes that bounce pass and lays it in. Fowler's now got 7. 69-49, Dogs down by 20, putting on that full court press. Westfall to Kemmerer. Up that far side, bounces down low. Elijah Easter open, and he lays it in. Easter's up to 11 points. 71-49. Freedom with the lead. 1:40 left in this one.
I know this is going to sound like a strange statement, but that was great defense until they scored. Really was fantastic defense, and Easter just happened to be left wide open under the basket.
Kamari and Dow on the right wing, started towards the basket, tried to feed inside for Sutherland. Ball poked away and stolen. 10 second half turnovers, 18 in the game, what I've got for Martinsburg. Easter penetrating into the lane, stumbles, falls, and it'll be a traveling violation. 15 turnovers for Freedom.
Took a little while for that whistle to blow on the travel. He had slid about 4 feet in the lane before that whistle blew.
It's not a travel until 2 feet in, I think. I'm just kidding. Blake Peterson checking into the lineup. Looks like Napper in there as well. That's Tyler Napper. Desmond Harris has come on, and Preetham Madish on the floor for Freedom. Sutherland with it in the right corner, dribbles to the side of the paint, turns, gives back out to Dow in that right corner. Is 3 off the mark. Rebound in the lane to Austin Reed. Reed forces up the shot amongst a couple of defenders. Basketball loose after the miss, and we'll have a foul. Waiting to see what we got. Fouls on Black, 22. Jess Sutherland on a push, and he's going to foul out with 1:02 to play in this one. Sutherland, the 6'4 sophomore, did not score in this one. Sutherland fouling out, and they're making that known now, and the Bulldogs will bring Dorn Smith back in off the bench.
I think you saw the youth in Sutherland tonight again. It wasn't just him, but you saw the youth of just kind of being a step behind a lot of those plays, which is why he picked up those fouls, more reaching than being in the good defensive position, being that half step off with the game speed.
Jordan Wolin to the line. 2 foul shots coming for him, as again each team in the double bonus. First foul shot is good. First points of the night for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different players now in the scoring column tonight for Freedom. Second foul shot. Takes his time. Puts it up. Rattles in and out, no good. Reed clears the rebound. Martinsburg basketball under a minute left. Kamari and Dow up the front, into the front court. Gets right side of the lane and passes down low, intended for Cyril Ngasa, but off his fingertips and out of bounds. That's just a tough pass.
Yeah.
Very close together from one side of the lane to the other. And Ngasa maybe not quite looking for it. Into the front court, getting away with a travel. There was Madish. His pass ahead actually got tipped, and it ends up going out of bounds on the baseline. Wolin to trigger it. 48 seconds left. It's all cosmetic. Freedom's going to get the win. Question, what will the final score be? Inbounds to Peterson. Out on that far wing to Harris. At the top of the key, intended for Madish. Taken away by Kamari and Dow. Down the floor. Used the right hand down the left side of the lane for the underhand scoop shot. It didn't go. Ngasa's putback attempt would not go. And here comes Freedom. Wolin races into the front court, slows it down. Double team coming towards him. So he starts towards that foul line and again backs it out. Gives it off to Madish. Back out top to Wolin, and they're just going to run the final seconds off the clock. 17, 16, 15. Martinsburg calls off the dogs, if you will. Down to 10 seconds, 9, 8. Clock winds down to 5. 72 to 49 will be the final score as the horn sounds and Freedom gets the victory. We'll come back and tell you all about it as we get into our post-game show after this timeout. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're a part of a family like this, you always show up. The Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Back in, the all-tournament team being introduced to the crowd on hand here as we wrap up this Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV 10 and camera, Eric Sterick, our engineer at the studio. The postgame is brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Call Ameriprise at 304-263-4343 or stop by. They're at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Well, Matt, it looked like this was going to be just a barn burner of a game. The first 8 minutes was just that. We were tied at 2, tied at 4, tied at 6, tied at 10, tied at 15, and the 6th tie of the first 8 minutes was a 17-17 score going into quarter number 2. Freedom opened that second quarter on a 6-0 run, quickly stretched that lead out to 11 points at 30-19. Martinsburg rallied back to within 7 at the break, 39-32. But in quarter number 3, Martinsburg scored just 4 points, 2 buckets from Dorn Smith. They were outscored 14-4, trailed by 17 going into the final stanza, and outscored 19-13 in the fourth. The Bulldogs fall 72-49.
Yeah, it was not the best showing from Martinsburg tonight, and you and I were talking about it off mic going into the post-game show, but I think it was a case where you look at how much energy they had to exert coming back in the game last night. And again, what a ferocious comeback that was. Those types of comebacks don't happen every day, especially at the high school level. A lot of times it'll get in your head and you'll just end up throwing that one away last night. But you look at today in the second half especially, Freedom looked a lot quicker than Martinsburg. You could tell with the shots, you could tell with the speed up and down the floor that Martinsburg's legs just weren't where they needed to be tonight. And I think that showed in that second half. I think that's why towards the end it began to get more out of hand than the final score may look.
Yeah, Martinsburg just could not make shots, and then you look at it, they turned the ball over 19 times. That is the most turnovers they have had in a game so far this season, and out-rebounded by 9. I've got a 30-21 rebounding edge for Freedom, and you give Freedom credit. They came in here and did the job, getting the blowout win yesterday, and you call this one a blowout win as well. 23 points. Freedom goes 2-0 here in this Mixer tournament. Now let's take a timeout. On the other side of the break, we'll run some numbers from this one. A 60-second break, and then we're back again. The final, Freedom beats Martinsburg 72-49.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
Back again on the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial postgame show. Looking at the numbers from this one, Matt's got our individual totals.
Starting with the Martinsburg Bulldogs, 5 points for Kamari and Dow, 10 for Dorn Smith, 14 for Teller and Villa, 2 for Cyril Ingasa, just 7 for Teddy Marshall after a phenomenal game last night, 2 for Jarvis Thurston. Luke Fowler had 7. Austin Reed finished with 2. For Freedom, 16 points for Robbie Kemmerer, 1 for Jordan Wolin, 4 for Jalen Harrison, 11 for Elijah Easter, 13 for Alex Bachman. Once again, a phenomenal first half for him. Didn't find the score sheet in the second half. He is sometimes you say guys finish strong. He starts strong and just can't seem to finish games yet. But again, just a freshman. We'll have to keep an eye on him. He's going to be a fun guy to see some totals as just a freshman over the next couple of years. Lance Johnson, 11. Dominic Jones finished with 5. 11 for Anisha Callion. He had a very good game after just 2 points yesterday, and those are your individual numbers on both sides.
All right, some team numbers. 5 3-pointers made by Freedom, 4 made by Martinsburg. The Bulldogs 11 of 14 from the line, that's 79%. 15 of 20 from the line for Freedom, that's 75%. Each team committed 17 fouls. I've got Freedom plus 9 in rebounding, 30-21, and plus 4 in turnovers, as the Bulldogs turned it over 19 times to the 15 turnovers for the Eagles. Martinsburg has a 3-game winning streak snapped. They're now 3-2. Freedom is 6-4, winners of 5 of their last 6. One final 60-second break. We'll come back, wrap up our post-game show as we name our player of the game and as we look ahead to our next broadcast. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Hello, I'm Michael Falk, a lifelong resident of West Virginia, husband and father. I worked my way through school and life with honesty, hard work, and determination. These principles have served me well in athletics, education, farming, and aviation, and have carried me through years of fighting for a more accountable government at the local and state level. These same core principles will allow me to serve you well in Charleston. I believe true leadership is sticking your neck out for right, even when it goes against the establishment. You can help me put principle over politics and beat the odds one more time.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
Is really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
All right, the tough task of naming the player of the game, I don't think there's any doubt. Player of the game tonight is going to go to the Freedom Eagles. I mean, you know, they outdistanced Martinsburg clearly in this one after the 7-point halftime lead, pulled away in that second half. I'm tempted to go to Robbie Kemmerer just because you look at his 16 points and 11 of it came in that second half, including what the bulk of it coming in 9 points in that third quarter when they really began to pull away.
Good game for him, good bounce-back game for him. I'm half tempted to go with Anish Kalyan as well, not only with the points he put up, finished with 11, again, after only 2 yesterday, so a good bounce-back game for him like Kemmerer, but also the scrappiness down low. Not the biggest guy. He goes 6'2", but not a whole lot of meat on those bones. He's a skinny 6'2", kind of like you and I are. Very similar body types, but when I look at the presence he had down low, I thought he had a very well-rounded game, so I think it could go to either. Again, I don't think anybody from Martinsburg stood out enough to even be in this conversation tonight, but it could go to either one of those. So if you want to say Kemmerer, I'm good with that one.
No, solid first half for Telrin Villa of Martinsburg, 12 of his 14 points, but just couldn't get anything going in that second half. 10 points for Dorn Smith after not scoring yesterday. Good to see him back in the scoring column and, putting the ball in the basket. But again, just nothing going tonight for Martinsburg. So let's go a pair of guys. We'll give it to Kalyan and to Kemmerer, each of us nominating and making it players of the game.
We're getting the bad habit of that. We're going to have to make this the players of the game if we're going to
let's do that.
Stick on this trend.
All right, let's look at what is next for us and for these Martinsburg Bulldogs, and that is, the rest of the upcoming week off. Martinsburg will not play again until Saturday, the 4th of January. So that's, 1 week from today. And it will be an afternoon affair, 4:30 in the afternoon for the varsity, so right around 3 o'clock for the JV game. And Stafford comes to town. That's not going to be an easy one. Stafford topped Martinsburg 64-63 in the season opener down there. The two teams will get together here. That again will be on the 4th, and then the Bulldogs get into some EPAC play on Tuesday, January 7th, and that game will be at Jefferson at 7:30.
And I'm drawing a blank here, and you'll have to help me out with this one. Who was the boy that Stafford had? What was his name?
Off the top of my head, I won't be able to tell you.
Yeah, I can't tell you off the top of my head
either. But the good
news
is you keep your stat sheets close by, and you're able to quickly reach in and find what you're looking for.
Quickly?
All right, maybe not as quickly as I was thinking, but I'm still working on it. Let's see. That was North Stafford. Let's flip that away. There it is, and it was Jacob Dunover.
That's it.
Who scored 36 points. Good-looking player. You're going to want to come see him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. Is that you want to come out and see them play. It's a Saturday afternoon game. It's January, so odds are it's going to be cold, although a beautiful day today. But come out and see that game because Dunover was one whale of a player, and we saw him down in Fredericksburg earlier in the season. But, as always, if you can't make it, we will bring that to you, I believe, on all of our entities, but at least WRNR TV and TV10.
Yeah, as far as I know right now, I got to check that Mountaineer schedule, but I believe, yes, we'll have it for you on each of our broadcast entities. But again, we encourage you, as always, get out here and support the Martinsburg Bulldogs or whatever high school team that you support. Get out and cheer them on whenever you get that opportunity. Well, it's going to wrap it up for us. Hey, Ohio State now has a 13-0 lead over Clemson with 9:10 to play in the first half of the college football playoff. If you missed it earlier, LSU routed Oklahoma 63-28. Well, special thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of high school boys basketball. We thank you for joining us at each of our WRNR and TV10 broadcast entities. Thanks goes out to Athletic Director David Walker, all the staff and folks here at the school and the field house for their help, support, and hospitality with our broadcast coverage. Eric Sterick is our studio engineer. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. For Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller reminding you, final scores tonight. It was North Stafford over Spring Mills in the opener, 77-51. In the nightcap, Freedom upends Martinsburg 72-49. Hey, Happy New Year, everyone. Until next year, so long, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's game has been brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Marius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.